All right, man. Welcome to the BS sessions, man. We're here to party. This is our Thanksgiving episode. We're here to give thanks because we got all you guys, man. You guys all fucking rule. Happy Thanksgiving and throw it over to my fucking partner there, Jerry, man.
What's going on, dude? How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. I
All right,
got some
before
booze. I'm off for 4 days. I'm good.
all right, time to introduce our cool guest. Man, we got a fucking great panel tonight, man. Starting out with Al Horta again, man. What's up, dude? How are you? From Tampa,
I'm
Florida.
good.
You back in Tampa? Are you back in Tampa now?
I'm back in Tampa, man. My
Cool.
my
Let's see,
dick
yeah.
over here. What's up, Metal Mike? What's up, Shane? My man Mark.
Al, how you doing, brother?
What's up?
I'm doing well, man. I'm glad
Good to
to be.
see you. Had a lot of fun doing that Beatles covers with you.
Yeah, man, that was
Black
really
Spinners,
great.
man.
Yeah. This is gonna be a lot of fun, man. 1984 was a great year in my childhood. Like I was a preteen, so this is gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, I was 13, so it's interesting.
I was 12, so
It depends on what year in 1984.
Damn,
I was either 13
we're all
or 14.
old.
Yeah.
We're all getting old.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, Mark.
yeah, but we
our
got to
birthdays
listen.
in October, man. So
Yeah, so we were
Well,
either 13 or 14 when some of these albums came out.
Yeah, we're old, but we got to hear all the good music, man.
Hell yeah, man. You got that shit straight. The only problem is I think I would have loved to have lived the 70s a little more, but I would be really super old fuck right now.
Being a teen in the 70s was probably fun too.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd be super
Sure.
old now, so really can't. And continuing with the guest, man, we got a fucking awesome dude. I respect this guy. I love him. He's a great dude. He was partly running the metal station show for a while, or the station for a while, and unfortunately that's coming to an end. Unfortunately, it was a great thing to listen to. I enjoyed it very much, and good dude, man. Metal Mike Taylor, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Thank you for having me.
Dude,
thank you for all the kind words. It is what it is. I mean, I'm sad, but I'm also kind of, I know this is going to make a little relieved, because it's one thing doing a podcast or a radio show, but running a website and an online radio station and trying to coordinate all that and everything and finding the time when you're working full time and it's not easy, and then not only that, but there's just been a lot of things that's happened to a lot of the DJs in the last, I'd say, year. I mean, for one, my partner, he's sick with cancer. He's very ill. My station manager had peripheral neuropathy and was having a lot of issues. Just about every one of my fucking DJs had crazy shit going on in their life. Every one of them. Another one, Jai, that Aussie metal guy, he's fighting cancer. It just got to a point between that and everything else where, I was going to try to keep the lights on. I even had somebody that was going to buy in, but what I thought was going to be the original number. And then I'm finding out, oh, by the way, everybody's like tripling and quadrupling their cost. I'm like, oh, and I could have afforded it, but I wasn't going to go back to Brian Davis and go, oh, hey, remember when I told you it was going to be this much? Well, now it's going to be this much. And then, John just gave me some advice and I thought, you know what, man, I know it's going to break a lot of hearts. Hey, it breaks my fucking heart, but nothing lasts forever. We had a 10-year run. It's just like our merch, which buy our new merch has the station logo in the back. It says we came, we saw, and we kicked ass 2014 to 2024. I couldn't be prouder of TMS and everything we've done. And I have nothing to be ashamed of. And this isn't an end. I mean, I'm still going to do podcasting and I've got a few ideas with that as well.
YouTube channel.
Doing the plug with Bushy. And I may not be done with the internet radio. I've had a few offers, which is very flattering, so we will see. We'll see what happens. And because part of me would love to get back to just doing a radio show and just concentrating on making the Metal Mike show the very best I can instead of trying to run everything,
Gotcha.
And then dealing with crazy DJs who want to play, Duran Duran. But he plays great stuff too. Mark, I want to say something to you, man. And I don't know, I may have said this to you already, but a while back, you guys did Queensryche Operation Mindcrime.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Not only is it the greatest Queensryche album, I think it's one of the greatest concept records of all time. I put it right up there with The Wall. I'm not saying it's better than The Wall, because Wall's my favorite all-time Pink Floyd album. But man, I love me some Operation Mindcrime. So
Mooger was on that episode.
I know he was.
Yep.
I know he was. Yeah.
And speaking of Mooger, man, Shane, man, how you doing?
Man, I've been better in some ways and I've not been better in other ways. So, I mean, it's life is life. But man, I tell you what, guys, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
And I want
Good
to
see
say
Metal
the
Mike again, Horta, Jerry.
brand new co-host of the Freeform Rock podcast too.
Congratulations, man.
You know, Charles has to
Is that a
step down.
congratulations? Because I go through co-host like I drink water.
Congratulations and good luck.
Well, Lee,
Yeah.
Lee was
The
6
good luck
years.
part. The
I
good
hope
luck
I'm a
part.
cool
Yes.
drink of water. How's
Lee
that?
was
Yes.
6 years, and he was awesome. You know,
I
and
was going to say, you and Lee had a run there, man.
Yeah.
It was like, now the other Lee,
Oh
which
yeah, the one who was
ironically
on
enough,
that.
I was just going through old times with somebody who used to be part of TMS, and we were talking about her.
Dude,
I remember, if you remember, Mark,
Oh yeah, I
when
remember you
took her
telling
on
me about her.
when you took her on as a co-host, bro. I
Yeah.
fucking hit you up and said, bro, are you sure you want?
I just wanted a woman's perspective, man, because you can't find any woman rockers who want to do a podcast. She wanted to do it, but then she got on there and I gave her, she would, like, if I did non-metal like Huey Lewis and News, she goes, hated it next, hated it next. I go, you're not even listening to it. What the fuck? This is fucked up. You know, I listened to Lee's Mascara Suit. Come on. But yeah, she was a nutbag.
I am looking forward to. I won't be able to do the first show with you guys, but I'm looking forward to doing shows with you in the future, Shane. Man, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
It'll be fun. I promise to be more prepared than I have been in the past.
Dude, you're
Now,
fine.
if I'm a co-host, I need to know my shit and I need
Right.
to be together.
Dude, I don't know that. I don't know my shit. I let Jerry do that.
Or
shit.
to Zoom, take my shit off of mute. Yeah, you know, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, stop muting yourself. That was irritating.
Dude, man, you're gonna be fine, man. Don't worry, man. So, like I said, wish Charles couldn't do it anymore. So, wish him the best. He's still our great friend.
Yeah.
And
Me and him hadn't come out yet. We're actually stockpiling some episodes, but Charles is on our latest one we just recorded, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He told me he was recording it. I said, cool, man. I can't wait. And I'm waiting for you guys podcasters to get out more episodes. I've already burned through the Decibel Geek and Rock All Over You. And then they made it a halfer, which we never do. We just take and make it parts 1 and part 2 in one episode. We don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, everybody's different, you know.
I know. But now I want to know their top
Well,
10. Damn it. I've got to wait another episode. Fucking A. But we're going to get to we're doing our favorite albums from 1984, which is Jerry's thing. 11 albums there. And also we get to some BS, man. We got to get to the thing that just came out yesterday, and I was fucking totally surprised. I was going to talk about Sammy Hagar and his Van Halen tour, but David Lee Roth said he's ready to take part in Sammy Hagar's Best of All Worlds. He said, let's do this. But then Russell T, what's his name? Ryan T. Russell put a thing on it that Sammy commented it. Says, yeah, he could come do a couple shows if he can remember the lyrics. He's already like, I don't know what to think of this. What do you think about it, Jerry?
I don't think it's going to happen. I just think it's all a lot of talk, man. Dave's probably punking Sammy in a way. I don't know. I just don't see
think
it
this
happening.
is a wrestling ploy?
Yeah, I just don't see that happening at all. I mean, if it does, Dave's going to have so many fucking demands. I mean, I don't know. The Sammy's going to agree with it. So I don't see it happening. Just my opinion.
What about you, Mooger?
What is there to say, man? The ongoing drama of the Hagar Roth era. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like both. I get both. I enjoy both. I have no hate against Sammy. I got no hate against Roth. I like one era better than the other, but I'll keep that to myself.
Roth.
if this tour was to happen, I would think that Hagar's keeping it pretty simple. And I think if Roth were to come on, he'd have to have a chariot of camels carry him on stage.
I agree.
You know, yeah. And then he would need like $1.5 million to carry him off after he sings some bluegrass version of fucking Jump. I don't know.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Yep, I agree.
What about you, Al?
Where do I start? And people know that I'm not a Sammy hater either. I like both eras. I like the Roth better than the Hagar era, but I do like the Hagar era. I treat them as two different bands because that's what they were exactly. They were just two different entities, man. And Sammy, first of all, I know Sammy has a history with Satriani. That's why he brought him on board. I personally feel that Satriani is the wrong guy for this endeavor, but that's a whole other thing. This is about the whole Roth Sammy thing. So Sammy didn't say, and I went back and I heard the Howard Stern and the Eddie Trunk, and Sammy didn't say he was inviting Roth to do a tour with him. He invited him to come up if he wanted to jump up and do, a song, whatever. So, he puts out this invite. He knows damn well in the back of his mind that Dave's not even going to respond to it, expecting that. That's why he's putting it out there. It's publicity. Sammy's a salesman. All right. He's a salesman. I think when Roth responded, I think Sammy shit his pants a little bit. I'm telling you right now, dude, he was sweating because Roth actually responded. He's like, let's go. Let's work together. Whatever the hell he said. And then Sammy retracts with the no fucking way. It's just a song or two, maybe in a city or two, whatever. Sammy didn't. To me, the right thing that Sammy could have did is if Roth responded that, he could have went and said okay, and he could have contacted Dave's people, and maybe they could have worked something out. Instead of coming back and totally like retracting. Like, oh, he's not going to do a tour on me or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. It's just making Sammy look bad. He's putting his fucking foot in his mouth, man. You know what I mean? And
what else is new?
Yeah, he's been doing that the past few years, and it's been souring me on him a bit, man, because I did like him, but now, like, he's starting to sound like a bitter dude, man, and I don't know, man. So I think Sammy went about it the wrong way to respond. And he doesn't have to do he doesn't have to put the digs in like, oh, he won't remember the lyrics or whatever the hell. He's always got to put that dig in there, man. Oh, he can't sing my songs, whatever. Not like Dave's going to sing in one of your songs anyway. He's not.
Right.
You think his ego would even allow that? Not for one fucking millisecond, dude. So anyway, so if Alex agreed that he wanted to do a tour, would he say the same to him? What if he responds and say, I'll go on tour with you? Is he going to be like, no, fucking, you're going to only do one?
I think he would take him.
I know he would. But that's my take on it, man. I think Sammy is just kind of being a dick, now. He's kind of retracting his, he's sweating, dude. He was sweating when Dave made that statement, dude. But Dave's trolling him. Dude, Dave is just punking and trolling him, dude. Dave's not going to go out. If Dave goes on tour like Shane was saying, he's going to have all these demands. He's going to want to assemble his own band, If Dave really wants to troll Sammy, he'll put the Eat 'em and Smile band together and go summer.
Ah, shit.
That would be worth seeing then.
I saw that band except for Billy Sheehan.
Billy Sheehan will be busy with Mr. Big though, but But
heard
anyway, that would be the ultimate. That'd be the ultimate, like, fuck you to Sammy, bro. Just put the Eat 'em and Smile band together and go out on tour.
I would see that.
I would too.
I got you last, Metal Mike, because you could do some rants, you could do some meltdowns. So what do you think about this?
Well, honestly, I give zero fucks. I don't care. I love Van Halen, and I'm a fan of Sammy's Montrose stuff and his solo stuff. I know some people have a hard time believing that, but I'm like, hey, I'm from the St. Louis Metro East area, and here Sammy is a huge deal. with that being said, I mean, I can remember going back, and I remember when I first heard Sammy was joining Halen, I was excited. I thought, holy shit, this is going to be like the whole Sabbath and Ozzy situation again. We're going to get all these amazing fucking albums. Cause I mean, I'm thinking we're going to get 3 Lock Box and Heavy Metal and Space Station #9 and Rock Candy mixed with Everybody Wants Some and Atomic Punk and,
Right.
and, you know, Ain't Talking About Love. You know what I'm saying? And what we got, in my opinion, I know some people love, and I do realize, like Bush always says, well, I didn't really care for these albums, but I like these albums. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't care. But I was very, very, very bitterly disappointed with 5150. I felt like I was getting dick when I wanted clit. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. I fucking hated it. And I was brokenhearted because I'm thinking, you know, and then Dave comes out with Eat 'Em and Smile. And I'm like, hell yeah, man. So I'm like, well, at least one dude realized he was still in a hard rocking band. And then but then Dave goes and does the Skyscraper thing, which caused that lineup, the Eat 'Em and Smile lineup, which was the greatest DLR band lineup ever, to break up. And I don't know, man. Like, personally, Sammy just, I mean, Al's right. He just needs to shut the fuck up on so many levels. Just stop already, dude. It's like David Lee Roth lives in his head. And the other thing that bothers me about Sammy is I read his book. It was an entertaining read, but my God,
It was brutal.
That's
Some
the
of
last
it,
book I
some of
read. It was entertaining.
but some of the shit he says in the book, like trying to make it out like he was as big as Van Halen, bro. You sold some records. You did all right. You had a respectable solo career. I'm talking before Van Halen. I realized VOA went platinum. But bro, I was there. I remember when Van Halen came to St. Louis and was selling 2 or 3 nights booked. And they were doing that in every city, man. They were the biggest fucking band.
Multiple nights, every city.
Yeah, right. No, come on, man. Blow me, Sammy. Okay, just stop already. Just stop. It's like, so there's that, you know. So when some people want to me, Sammy makes it easy for his detractors to attack him. That's all I'm saying. It's like, dude, just concentrate on being Sammy Hagar and don't worry about it. You know, like, it's like some people who get all like, let's be honest, man. If we're, you know, everybody gets in debates and Facebook or social media about which version's better, this, that, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. You can like both. You can love one or not. At the end of the day, David Lee Roth nor Sammy Hagar needs any of us to defend them. Yeah. They're doing fine, man. I mean, they're doing fine. You really think Sammy Hagar gives 0 fucks what any of us think, one way or the other? No, and neither does David Lee Roth. He's too busy. Yow, you know, he don't give a fuck. So, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, I just think it's a non-issue. Would I like to see, believe it or not, even though I live in the Metro East area, St. Louis area, I've never seen Sammy live. By the time I got old enough to go to concerts, he was already in Van Hagar, and I wasn't a fan of that. You know, I never got to see Van Halen live either. I kind of regret not going to see the Different Kind of Truth tour. I wish I had went ahead and just bit the bullet and went, and I didn't go. But now I'm like, I would love to see Sam. If Sammy is like, you know what, man, we're going to do nothing but Montrose and solo Hagar tunes before I join Van Halen, I'm fucking there. I'm there. But that's not going to happen. He's going to play a lot of stuff that I don't care about, because I'm not even a big fan of his post Van Halen stuff. I've said it more than once, and Jerry agrees. Those two guys, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just my opinion, and I know, you know, hey, they mutually neutered each other. I've always felt that way. They just, neither one was the same afterwards. And that's just my 2 cents on it. But I don't really, like, I mean, I'm with Al. I think that Sammy was, oh yeah, you know, look at me, you know, the
nice guy,
yeah, I'm giving up olive branch to Dave. Bullshit. Now Dave's like, oh, wow, let's do it. And you're like, whoa, no, come on, man. Come on, dude. You know, I mean, and I don't think that Sammy ever meant a whole tour. I think he meant, hey, you know, come out and if they do, cool, you know, like, if they don't, at the end of the day, people are going to go see Sammy, are going to see Sammy regardless of, whether or not Dave's going to be there or not, and the backhanded fucking shit and the passive aggressive shit of, oh, he can't sing my songs. Well, why would he want to? Any more than I don't understand. Like as much as I love the Heaven and Hell version of Black Sabbath, I was never a real big fan of Ronnie singing the classic Ozzy stuff. It never set right with me.
It was
what was great.
But
what was great about them getting back together when they finally did and calling it Heaven and Hell, they had so many albums out by that point. If you consider the Heaven and Hell album, plus, you had
Mob Rules,
Dehumanizer.
They had enough material by that time that they could go on tour and not really have to worry about.
I was happy about that, actually.
Oh,
What a great album, Heaven and Hell. That is such an underrated fucking album.
Which one?
The last one that Dio made with
The Devil You Know. It's great.
Devil You Know.
It's fantastic.
Adam and Evil, Bible Black.
Oh, hell yeah.
God, that album is a classic.
I love it. And I'll tell you what, I like it better than 13. And
I agree with you on that.
Well, part of my problem with 13, and I don't want to get off the beaten path, but fuck it. It's Black Sabbath, my all-time favorite band. To me, I respect Rick Rubin. I respect everything he's done. But one of my biggest problems with 13, number one, you don't have Bill Ward there. So that's yikes.
Well,
Secondly,
Brad Wilk is a good drummer, though. He just didn't he just didn't fit Black Sabbath.
No, they should have gotten Ozzy's drummer to do it. Tommy
Toftus
or whatever the fuck.
Can I interrupt just a second?
Or get Vinny Appice.
13 would have been better with somebody who could have understood swing drumming.
Yes.
Because
right,
Bill Ward just has a swing about him.
Rick Rubin wanted
a little bit of a backbeat on him. And then when you get Klufos or somebody like that playing with him, they're right on the beat. And it just takes away from the feel of the song. Most fans won't ever notice that. But I do.
You know who Rick Rubin wanted to get to play on that album? He wanted Ginger Baker on that album.
Oh, wow.
And that would have been cool. That would have been really cool. I think that would have been
really cool.
I think the album would have been great with him on it because he swings.
Baker would have killed everybody in the room before it was over.
Well,
yeah.
Well, listen, personality notwithstanding, but I mean, if he was just there to drum and do his job, dude, I think he would have killed it on that album, man.
I know that
would have been amazing.
I know Bill Ward. Well, all the guys in Sabbath, Cream was one of their heroes, one of their biggest inspirations.
Absolutely.
They were really, really into Cream. So that doesn't surprise me. I think that, I mean, Bill Ward, in fact, what I've always loved about his drumming, and I don't think he gets the credit, like, he gets overshadowed among the great drummers of the 70s. And I think Bill Ward is fucking a phenomenal drummer. I always have. I'm not a musician, but I just love, like you said, that swing he has. Shane, it's just, to me, man, he's kind of like Keith Moon meets John Bonham, man. I just love the way he just man, he was fucking great. He was just a great drummer.
Heavy where he needed to be heavy. He was following lyrics where he needed to follow lyrics.
Well,
and the rest of the time he was just keeping a backbeat that was so far behind the beat that Geezer Butler was probably fucking scared every fucking 4 notes. Am I gonna hit it? Am I gonna hit it?
But he did, because he's Geezer fucking Butler.
Just listen to War Pigs. It's a classic song. And how far behind the beat Bill is hitting that ride. And he's like, boom, boom. I mean, it's just so like back. And it's so swing.
It's interesting that you say that, Shane, because I had a video. I still got it somewhere. It was a live concert released on DVD right around the time the Reunion album came out, which was also amazing. I don't know if you've heard the new version of it. They've remixed it, and it's fucking great. Or they performed in their hometown of Birmingham. This was like a bunch of different concerts, but they got the music playing, but they also had interviews. And Bill said when it came to his style, he goes, most drummers and the bass player were copacetic. They're the rhythm section. feels like I don't drum that way. I react to Geezer, but I'm also reacting to Tony, and I'm also reacting to Ozzy, and it's like, yes. And that's what I'm saying. So there was that, and also I just felt like my other problem with 13 is some of the songs aren't bad, but the production, it's like they made it sound just like a Sabbath album from
It's
the 70s.
clean. It's too clean. It's
I
not
didn't
raw.
want that. I wanted what Heaven and Hell was. Number one, Tony Iommi should have produced the album. Heaven and Hell, The Devil You Know.
It was like it sounded like a Def Leppard Black Sabbath album.
I didn't like the production. So
Which one sounded like a Def Leppard?
The 13 sounded like he was produced like too clean.
Yeah.
where I think that
I love Hysteria. There you go. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know you do. But the thing I was gonna say is Heaven and Hell, The Devil You Know, man. Iommi produced that, and I think it sounds amazing, man. And that's what I wanted the Ozzy Sabbath to sound like too, you know. And I was disappointed. I don't hate it like some people do, but I was disappointed in it ultimately. It was like, you know, it wasn't. I wanted Bill Ward there, and I wanted the production that The Devil You Know had.
Yeah,
and we didn't get it, unfortunately. But
Devil
hey,
You Know, what an album for Dio to go out on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
They were supposed to do a second one, but
Yeah.
he succumbed to his cancer, man. That sucks.
I know. It fucking sucks.
I saw the second to last show of his, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he played. I saw Heaven and Hell at Madison Square Garden. It wasn't the big Madison Square Garden. It was the theater part of Madison Square Garden, which was even better because it was a little more intimate. And I think the next night or 2 nights later played Atlantic City, New Jersey, which was the last show. I didn't go to that one, but that was the second to last one I saw before like he was gone, you know. So
I never got to see RJD.
I saw him with Queensrock, and they did Operation Mindcrime 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, he was Dr. X, and
he was Dr. X at the Universal Amphitheater, which is no longer there because it's fucking Harry Pothead land now. Fuck, dude. What the fuck? I like Harry Potter. Fuck, keep the Universal Amphitheater. That's an iconic theater. I saw Rush there on a Time Machine tour. I saw Pat Benatar. I saw Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. I saw so many Oingo Boingo there twice. I know you hate Oingo Boingo, Metal Mike. And by the way, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek. My final song on that metalstation.com is going to be Oingo Boingo, Goodbye, Goodbye.
You're fired, Mark.
I'm just giving you guys that. Goodbye, Goodbye by Oingo Boingo. I have to go out like that because that's blowing my load.
Wasn't that the last song on
Fast Times? Fast Times original High.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking song. I fucking love it, man. But we talked about Black Sabbath. I'm just gonna say, man, I forgot what I was gonna say because you guys like went everywhere.
All over the place.
Yeah, so let's get you
we were talking about the Dave and Sammy thing.
Dave and Sammy. I'm just gonna say, Sammy.
Listen, fuck it. It's Thanksgiving Eve, bro. Who's got to work tomorrow?
I know. So
yeah, we've especially almost spent an hour on the Sammy Hagar news tonight.
No, we've been 32 minutes. We started at 6:30, Jerry.
All right.
My time. I'm watching the clock.
Oh, that's right. We did. Okay, 32 minutes. You're right. Okay, my bad.
Right. I know. Because I'm the timekeeper, because I know you guys are on the East Coast, Central Time. I'm in the Pacific Coast, so I'm like, I could go all night here.
Yeah, I got nothing to do tomorrow.
What time is it there?
It's only 7:02 right now.
You fucking prick.
9:02 where I'm at.
Yeah, 9:02 here. Oh, Al's in 10:02 zone. He's in the Eastern zone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what sucks sometimes when I schedule people for podcasts. I go, what time zone are you in?
I ain't worried. I got to work tomorrow, so I'm good.
All right, that's cool, man. But yeah, I'm just gonna say Bob Hay. I think Bob Hay has finally got it because he saw Sammy refuse David Lee Roth's invitation. And he goes, he refused its invitation. I go, yeah, because Sammy is a dick. I love Sammy Hagar, but I'm honest. I see the shitty pools. David doesn't really say anything about him, but Dave is in his head. Dave will always be in his head. And I have no idea why. The guy's a multimillionaire. He has more money than God. Dude, just fucking play your music and be happy. You make good shit. I like the Last Circle album. I like Chicken Foot. You make some good music for me. You were great on that fucking Megadeth album where you did This Planet's on Fire. Fucking awesome, dude. Just be you. Who cares about Dave, dude? Just fucking let it go. It's over. You didn't win because David is far superior in Van Halen than you were. I like the Sammy. I got the box set. I got OU 812. I like it. It is two different bands, but when I want to party, I'm going to listen to the original six pack. If I want to fucking get like have love and be like more like sterile, I listen to your shit with Van Halen.
The original six pack covers it all, man.
Dude, fair warning, dude. Mean Street, dirty movies. Sammy couldn't do shit like that. He doesn't have the fucking he's like what Dave said. Sammy Hagar can throw a good party, but I am the party.
The only thing positive I'll say,
the only thing I'll say positive
about that is that Sammy can still somewhat sing. Dave, I'm sorry, his voice is toast, man.
What the Howard Stern shit, he didn't really sing. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Maybe he didn't practice because you don't use your voice for a while. He's off tour. It's a little rusty right now, you know. But still, don't have Michael Anthony sing Somebody Get Me a Doctor. That fucking hurt my ears. No.
Yeah, he's a great backup vocalist. But he God, loses it as a lead singer. Yeah.
God, don't sing that, Michael Anthony. I love you, brother. You can't.
All right, what's
sing
next,
lead.
man?
What's next? Well, I thought we weren't rushing shit. You tell me not to.
I'm not rushing shit. I mean, we got like 5 times.
Well, this shit just came out today, and it's like from 1989 since all these laws have been changed, but now you could file civil suits against these people who did sexual harassment or allegedly. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to make an opinion, but this lady is now accused Axl Rose sexual assault lawsuit. Actress and model Sheila E. Kennedy alleges Guns N' Roses frontman assaulted or raped her in his hotel room, Jerry.
I mean,
from 1989, I'm just saying.
I'm going to say every groupie from the 70s and 80s could probably, say something, or negative sexual experience with one of those guys back in the day. So, different time back then, man. You know what I mean? It really was, as much as, people don't want to admit it, but like with the Nugent thing with the girl, that was not that it was right, but it happened a lot back then. You know what I mean? It wasn't, as looked down to as much as it is today. So I don't know. I mean, what was it 34 years ago? Yeah. How can you prove it? I mean, seriously, you know what I mean? How can you prove that? I don't know, unless you have like, fucking, I hate to say it, but some kind of DNA. I don't know, but I don't know, dude. I think it's bullshit, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Well, Steven Tyler is also getting sued for what?
That's 70s? What I mean, man. I mean, a lot of those fucking people could probably be sued for shit like that. I mean, Jimmy Page kidnapped a woman, man. I mean, come on.
Shit. Oh, wait, so, I'm laughing out of turn. I shouldn't laugh. That wasn't funny.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it was a different time back then, man. It really was. Not to say that it was right or wrong. I'm just saying.
Well, I was talking to somebody about, Kate Dorey. We're talking about album covers, how European, you got Virgin Killer with the young blind faith, right? And in America, like does stuff to them. Says they're more open with their bodies and ages back in there, but in America we go, God, that's fucked up. And just kind of weird. But what do you think about the lawsuit against Axl Rose, Mooger?
About what?
She's suing Axl Rose for a sexual assault and she raped her in 1989.
No, I'm done with all of that. I mean, come on, man. Rock stars, 70s, 80s, even 90s, whatever. I don't condone it, but stuff happens, shit happens, things are going to happen. People to bring all this shit up way from the past all the way up. It's like, why didn't you bring it up sooner? It's like, I feel for you, but
Well, because some of these women are actually winning some of these cases. That's probably why. You know what I mean? I mean, they are.
Well,
so.
I mean, if where where's the evidence? Where's it at?
That's what I mean.
Right? I mean, it's like, God damn, how many of these rock stars roll through town and have their way with you know, very important people, and
Yeah.
what happened, you know? I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. I hate to see any of this come up on any rock star hero I've ever had. You know, you think that, oh my God, on tour they would just been complete gentlemen, and they didn't abuse
Right.
anybody. You know, they didn't take advantage of anything. You know, but
Yeah.
we all know kind of how that went. You know, I was never a part of it. I never had a first class seat to it, but I just hate to say this term. It is what it is, and just have to let justice take its course, I guess, man. I mean, you know, the whole Steven Tyler thing was like so long ago, and emancipation and signing of this over to that, and I don't know, man. I just like to put on my records, listen to rock and roll. I don't want to think about anyone being molested.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Al?
If she could prove it, then prove it. I mean, why did it take so, like Shane said, man, why take so long? If this happens, man, why not fucking go to the police right away, man? Why is these cases 30, 40, 50 fucking years old, dude? You know, now all of a sudden, yeah, the Me Too movement. And listen, man, I'm not saying women weren't abused. Women were very abused in the day. Excuse me. And there was probably a lot of bullshit going on. But dude, when you go to a rock star's hotel room or whatever, what do you fucking expect? What are they gonna sit there and have tea with you?
Play
You know, I mean,
Scrabble,
it's
yeah.
like, come on, man. Excuse me. That's all I really gotta say now. I mean, if she was really raped, prove it.
What about
I'm
you?
having a coughing fit.
All right,
But
you, Mike.
you can move on, man.
What about you, Mike?
The risk of sounding like a fucking asshole, not only should it be like prove it, this shit of just automatically believing someone because of their gender is for the birds. Now, I am not stupid. I realize there are women that do get sexually assaulted. It does fucking happen. It is a fucked up, sick world out there, okay? So please, ladies, do not take what I'm about to say the wrong way. But how many fucking cases do you see where a woman fucking gets a guy convicted of rape, ruins his life, his reputation, everything on nothing but her word? I have a fucking major problem with that right there. Number two, lots of women slept with rock stars. They were called fucking groupies. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be real about it. Okay. Nobody, I went to many concerts. I didn't get to go to a lot in the 80s, you know, late 80s, and I knew some of them personally. Guess what? They didn't go, oh, so-and-so victimized me. They were all about it. They were all about it, man. So again, I'm not saying, you know, and another thing, if Axl Rose was really a serial rapist, don't you think we would have heard about it by now? I mean, I don't know though. Bill Cosby, I mean, how well do you really know somebody? And he was guilty, which fucking shocked the fuck out of me.
I miss the pudding pops though. Those were awesome.
The pudding pops. Yeah. But look, man, you know, again, I don't want to call the woman a liar, but it's been 34 fucking years, man. And why didn't you fucking nail his ass to the wall then when, oh, you might have been able to have some evidence and some proof? I mean, fuck, I could sit there and I could go around and tell everybody that fucking, okay, let's see, somebody, you know, that fucking Joe Bob fucking tampered with my bun hole. But that don't fucking make it so. I mean, it should take more than just somebody's word or accusation. This shit of just automatically believing in motherfucker longer just cause. I mean, and again, like I have a major problem because there's been so many men who have had their lives destroyed on nothing but fucking their word. No proof.
That one football
know?
player got
And that
his
could
life
be
destroyed
that
too.
could be any one of us.
Yeah.
It's called
Even-
right
even-
now, gentlemen.
Even if those guys are, innocent, people are still going to look negatively, on them because of
Well, in
the
the eyes of
accusation.
public opinion, you're guilty.
Exactly.
You're guilty
Dude,
before proven innocent.
I'm just gonna
It's
say
the opposite of what innocent till proven guilty. No, it's guilty till proven fucking innocent.
after my first wife, I had this chick, she was cool, she's a rocker, and she wanted to get back with her ex-husband. So she told me if I don't say I raped her, she was gonna get me fired from my job. So that shit has happened. I agree to that. And that fucking dude, I was at like 10 years ago, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was fucking nervous. I was fucking not doing my job right after that. And I said, okay. So I got on Facebook Messenger, told him, I raped your ex-wife. And he said, well, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad you're gone, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, we're good. We're done. She wanted to get back together. And this guy beat the fuck out of her. And I go, what the fuck is this shit? Sorry.
Well,
for getting a little
obviously she was
personal.
mad at her pussy. So
Yeah.
fuck it.
So I can understand women can lie to get what they want, but I would never do that to anybody. I was with her. We went to the Striper concert, stuff like that. So that was cool. But my wife knows about this. I told her. But let's get to some fucking weird news, man. Bob Dylan defends Jan Wiener, says he got booted from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we're trying to get him back in. Charles, I love you. But Jerry, what's up?
I just have 3 words to say that. Fuck Bob Dylan.
Mooger Fooger.
What?
Huh?
Well, I already gave my piece about all this.
No, about Bob Dylan
Yeah.
saying that he's trying to get Jan Wiener back in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then Al. That was on another show though. But go ahead, Al.
Why would he? Well, Jan Wiener fucking sucks Bob Dylan's dick anyway, so that's probably why. They ass kiss fucking Bob Dylan, bro. I mean, he was like one of the first guys inducted in there, and rightfully so. He's a great songwriter. Whatever, dude. I'm not a huge Dylan fan anyway, so I do have some of his albums, but I rarely ever pull them out and listen to them. I've liked the songs that other people has covered of him. They're always better, and I don't know, man. It's just they're probably friends, man. He's just defending his friend. But Winter definitely doesn't deserve to be back in there. Keep him the fuck out.
He was majorly racist, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Mike?
All right, I got 3 things to say. Fuck Bob Dylan. Fuck John Winter or Jan Warner or where the fuck, and fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't care. Like I do not understand why people put I mean, look, if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were like formed by actual musicians and bands and they were their contemporaries picking who goes in and whatnot, I'd be a lot cooler with it. My problem with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is it's run by Rolling Stone, which is run by a bunch of fucking elitist snobs who hate most really good rock and metal.
They hated Russian Zeppelin. There you go.
Dude, they hated Sabbath. I could go on for fucking ever.
Oh, the scathing reviews they gave them.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny now because when you look up Black Sabbath reviews, they'll have modern reviews.
They retracted a lot of that shit.
Oh, you can still find it though. You can still find them old reviews. But my point is they got people on staff now who are not just music lovers, but are metalheads. And I'm like, yeah, but those guys are younger. I'm talking about when these bands and Zeppelin and Sabbath and Kiss and Rush and AC/DC and Ted Nugent and Aerosmith and all the bands we fucking loved, grew up loving, most of us. I was a little guy, but I was around all that stuff because of my older brother and my big cousin and my other guy was like a big brother to me. They were my musical mentors. I mean, yeah, I mean, so it cracks me up when people go, oh, can't believe. I mean, number one, to be fair, they ought to just change it to the American Music Hall of Fame. I mean, Britain don't have this problem. They have the British Music Hall of Fame, and then you can induct anybody of any genre. Because some of the artists that they induct surely have had a Hall of Fame career, like Madonna. She's had a Hall of Fame career. You cannot deny that. But she's not rock and roll. So right there, it's flawed, in my opinion. And just the like, they make bands that, you know, like, and they're just so typical. I remember when every year when Sabbath became eligible, they put them on the ballot. Every year they didn't get in. It got so to the point where Ozzy literally told, you know what, don't even fucking put us on the ballot. Fuck you and fuck this farce, you know. And of course, Ozzy said, what first thing to do? They throw the bat and shit in my face. Yeah, whatever. And when they finally, and as soon as Ozzy says that, they induct him. And then Ozzy at first was like, I'm not fucking going. Right. But Sharon was like, no, it's not just about you. It's about the other guys in the band. It's important to Bill. If they induct you, you're going to go.
Oh, like Sharon cares about Bill.
You know, well, at the time, I guess she did. I don't know. You know, I'm just going by what I read, you know. I'm not one of those people that thinks Sharon Osbourne is totally the devil. Yeah, she has her flaws. Yeah, she's a money grubbing bitch. But let's be fucking real about it. Without her, you don't talk about Ozzy Osbourne, the solo artist. That's
true.
A fact.
I agree with you.
He would have fucking OD'd or died somewhere. So, you know, sometimes our metal fans, you got to take the good with the bad. Okay. I know she can be fucking stupid and irritating, and I get it. And she is kind of greedy, granted. But you know what? Without her, you don't get Blizzard of Oz. You don't get Diary of Man. You don't get any of that, man. You know, I mean, let's just be fucking real about it. So my point is Ozzy went ahead and said, okay, fine, I'll go. But they made them wait over a decade. Look how long they made Kiss wait. Look how long they made Rush wait. You know what? Fuck these jackals. And I don't get on. And when people go, oh, I can't believe they haven't inducted so-and-so. It's like, you give a fuck, man. Why? I don't care. Like, I'm telling you right now, I will never go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I will not step one fucking foot into that shitty institution.
That's a great museum. I don't care. Though. It's a good museum.
I'm sure it is, but
it's different from the building.
I'm not going to give them any of my cold hard cash. I don't care. I don't care. Somebody else buys it, takes it over, runs it right, then we'll talk. Till that happens, until Rolling Stone lets go of it, I don't care. Fuck Rolling Stone. Fuck them eternally. What a fucking rag. God, they suck. They've always sucked. You know what was the great rock magazine back in the day? It was Cream magazine. It's shit all over. Right?
Cream is awesome. Lester Banks, man. Lester Bangs.
Anyway, I'm sorry, folks.
Oh, there's no need to be sorry. This is awesome. What were you going to say, Mooger?
I was just going to say something about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 1997, I took my first and last trip ever there. And it was quite the amazing museum. Okay? I mean, you saw all the people that should be there and other people shouldn't be there, but it was a good museum. And I didn't give them a whole lot of money other than entry and, you know, some souvenirs and whatnot. But I think we all just need to chill on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame bullshit. We know it's bullshit. We know the bands that should be in there, and we celebrate them all the time. We throw on the vinyl, we throw on the CD, we throw on the cassette, whatever the hell your preference is.
That's your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
To our Iron Maidens, we're listening to our
it's
like far before they were ever in. We always, myself, loved Kiss before they were ever in. You know, there you go, buddy. So
exactly.
It's like, I don't care who's in this institution.
Care less.
I think it came about in 1985, 4, 6, somewhere around there. I don't care. It's okay. I love my Elvis Presley, my Buddy Holly, my Chuck Berry. I love all these guys, man. I love all these guys, and they will always be in my heart. And my heart is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Heart of Fame.
I
mean, the only thing I do like about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is maybe you get to see a band reunite to do a few songs.
That's great.
But other than that,
Kiss.
yeah,
Was,
yeah. But other than that, I agree. Fuck them, man. The building's nice looking from the outside. I mean, I've never been inside it, but it looks
Just
really
remember
cool.
when the Rock and Roll
It's
Hall of
what
Fame.
it's in my rock and roll heart. It doesn't matter who's in the institution.
This
Like what's
right
behind
here,
Al, what's behind Mark. Yeah, that's the,
yeah,
that's
right
the
here,
Hall
and
of
what's
Fame.
behind Al, and what's behind all you guys, and even me. That's the real fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
The
I
I've
was
problem,
got a
gonna
lot
say-
of Kiss behind me, but it's blurred. So.
the
When
one,
Rush got inducted in LA, the fans were in the back. That was the loudest I ever heard a band get fucking. There was fans in that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for Rush, and I didn't see that for Kiss. I saw that for Rush, and Alex Lifeson's speech is so fucking iconic. Blah 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 blah
the
blah.
one, just to interject in here for a second,
I was waiting for you to do that.
Well,
Go ahead.
one of the biggest problems, fuck you. One of the biggest problems with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the fact, I think Mike and Shane, I think, covered it. They take so long to induct these bands, like that they end up. Look, now if they're going to induct Motorhead, who the fuck's going to go there to accept it?
Mickey
They're all
D?
dead, dude. They're all dead. The original band,
They are.
you know what I mean? They're just so. I mean, when they get Thin Lizzy in, who the fuck's gonna go there to,
Deep Purple, John Lord wasn't there.
Yeah, it's just that bands aren't. They wait so long that bands die off and oh yeah, well let's induct them now. It's fucking. I think it's a little bit too late, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a big gripe that I have with them. But again, who gives a fuck, dude? Our record collections are.
Who gives a fuck?
It makes. I mean, I know the big debate comes out when the list comes out and everybody debates it and all that. Even I'm guilty of that. I'm like, well, this guy should be in. And then after a while, I'm just like, who the fuck cares, dude? Whatever, man.
Well,
Iron Maiden, man, if they get inducted, I really think they're not going to go.
They're not going to go.
They're not going to even bother.
And no,
I get you. It becomes more like a football team, like who made the playoffs and who didn't, and who made the Super Bowl and who didn't. It doesn't need to be like that. We all love our favorite bands. They're in our hearts. We know where they belong. And if they get recognized by some stupid brick and mortar, concrete, whatever, it doesn't matter, man. It's what's in your heart. Do you love that band? Do you love that band? Do you support that band? That's the biggest Hall of Fame that they could ever have, is the fans and people buying
Exactly.
the person, man.
It's always
That
been about the
life.
fans.
That
Not-
made their life. Rock and Roll of Fame isn't gonna do shit.
And you're right about the because that was always my complaint. It was like, I mean, like some of the bands you just mentioned were bands that had been eligible since 1995. Al, I mean, Sabbath, Purple, and they made them wait over a decade or more.
Pearl
And-
Jam gets in there before Rush. I'm like,
Well, they
Green Day.
There's
Come
certain
on.
bands and people that they kiss ass, dude. They're up there, like they're up Dave Grohl's ass. They're up fucking
Oh
Eddie
yeah,
Vedder's ass. They're up Bruce Springsteen's ass. It's like, they have free reign on that show.
but why did they put Bruce Springsteen in separate from the E Street Band? That was stupid.
Because they wanted to give him double the
His
fucking
own solo
exposure.
material.
God damn.
Yes.
Yeah, let's put Bruce in 1 year and then let's wait a little bit and we'll give him double exposure. Let's put the E Street Band in and
All 36 members.
yeah.
You two didn't deserve to go in before Rush, and I love you too.
That's another thing. Hold on. It pisses me off about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who are they? The band should be able to decide who the fuck they want to put in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
Kim,
you get. You
I
only
agree.
get
I agree with Paul and Gene. They should have put Bruce in. They should have put Eric Carr in with them. I mean,
they should
there
have
are
put
some
Vinnie
bands-
Vincent in with them
look
too.
at the
He
fucking
saved
Red Hot
Kiss,
Chili-
right?
look at my band at the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like one fucking album. Some of these guys have
Dude,
been
they
on.
didn't even put the
I mean-
original Pearl Jam drummer in there. That's
That's what
fucked
I
up.
mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. It's like the band should decide who the fuck goes in. I think.
Yeah, but here on that, we're gonna let the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame decide who we think should be in. Fuck that.
Well, okay.
We know that when Kiss went in, we know Eric Carr went in. We know even Mark St. John went in. We know that Bruce Kulick went in. We know that, I'm sorry, Vinnie Vincent went in. But
Fuck that guy.
They all went in with Kiss, okay? They didn't need to be named. They don't need a plaque on a wall. Like I said, it's in our hearts. It's in our minds. We know who's in there.
Well, on that, to get on top of that, to me, those bands were in our heart and in our Hall of Fame way before they were inducted into the Rolling
Fuck
Stone
yeah.
Hall of Fame. Like I
Fuck
said, I
yeah.
refuse to call it the Rock and
Yeah,
Roll.
I mean, I hear what you guys are saying about that, but I think it would more legitimize the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a little bit more if they're able to decide who the fuck they
Well,
want to put in. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
like I said, I
mean-
don't even think they should call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If they call it the American Music Hall of Fame, then they can induct like because some of the people they induct, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, they've had a Hall of Fame career, but they're not really rock and roll. And I'm not trying to be but I'm not trying to be like an elitist or anything, or like, oh, that music's not good. I'm just saying, like, for instance, Dolly Parton. Love Dolly Parton. Respect the fuck out of Dolly Parton. She's totally a Hall of Famer. She's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, and rightfully so. It's not rock and roll. And she even tried to go, yeah, thanks. But what was cool about it is it did inspire her to do the rock and
That's
roll
true.
album. So
But that rock.
Come on, Bart, she
PR
tried.
It's
PR
horrible.
told her to
It
do the
is
rock.
tried.
horrible.
She can do whatever she wants,
She
Mark.
can sing Jolene. Great.
Mark,
No. Freebird. No. No,
Mark,
Dolly. No.
it
Stairway to
wasn't
Heaven.
horrible. It wasn't horrible.
I love rock and roll, even with Joan Jett. It was horrible.
It wasn't
Yeah.
great. It wasn't horrible.
It was horrible.
look,
It
I'm
was
just going to
pretty
put it this
bad.
way. If Paul Stanley can do Soul Station, then Dolly Parton can do rock and roll.
Bushy loves Soul
Soul
Station.
I like Soul Station, so
Well,
I
Bushy
love
likes
Soul
that
Station.
Dolly Parton record, or she liked the
I
song.
He
love
does?
Soul Station.
Well, you like the song with that Rob and her did.
He is on the Freeform Rock podcast video this Saturday. We were going to talk about his obsession with me, like not liking evil music. So we're going to get on that Saturday. So that'll be up just to give you guys a hint. But fuck, let's get to Phil Rudd. He looks forward to playing with AC/DC in 2024, and AC/DC hasn't done shit yet, man. You think that's going to happen, or they're going to be done? What do you think about that, Jerry?
Everybody raved about that. What was that performance they did a couple months ago? Or
Power
a couple
Trip?
weeks ago.
Power trip.
Everybody said it was amazing. I heard it. Fucking sounded like shit, in my opinion. I didn't think it sounded good at all. But AC/DC, they can do what they want. I'll go and see them, even if they do sound like shit, because I'm a big AC/DC fan. So I don't know. But I don't know. I know
What do
Phil,
you know, Jerry? What do you know?
Phil's over all those legal issues, right? I haven't heard
Well,
much
that's
about
why
him.
he can't. That's why he didn't.
Well,
come
there's
into
visas.
USA.
He can't come over.
That's what I mean. It's like, I mean, that's going to be a big factor into it. And I mean, if it happens, it happens. I'll go see it. I mean, even if it does sound bad, shitty, because it's AC/DC. I mean, so yeah, I hope it does happen. I mean, but I wasn't impressed with the Power Trip performance. But that's the first time they played together in how long? I mean,
Yeah,
it's fucking
7-8 years.
yeah.
something
I mean,
like
fucking long. But so I mean, so
2024, they'll have a.
yeah.
a
I mean,
while
they
to
could
get-
a lot of practices, a lot of rehearsals. Who knows? They may sound better. I don't know. Just yeah, okay. I hope they do. I
You
mean,
would go see it though, right?
I'd go see it with or without Phil, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always great to see the original guys. Don't get me wrong, but so yeah.
What about you, Mooger? I want to hear what you say, and and then you go to Alan and Mike. I gotta go take a piss, but I want to hear what you say first.
Take your time.
Go ahead, man.
So you have to take a pee.
Well, just talk about what you think,
No.
dude. The show goes
No.
on when I.
I
take a
got it,
piss.
man. I got it.
No,
I'm,
no.
He's got
I'm
it.
the co-pilot.
Okay.
He's
I'm
the
the
co-pilot.
co-pilot.
He's
There
got
you
it,
go.
man.
There
So,
he goes. There he goes. He's got to go take a piss. There he goes.
Ian Wallings and Ralph said they could take a piss, and nobody
Right.
gets on them for it.
Anyway.
So fuck off. I'm gonna go
I
take a
saw-
piss.
Hey. Oh, there you go.
that. Yeah, man, do your thing.
Oh, all right. Anyway, I think AC/DC for everyone in their 70s to late 70s is sounding about as good as they're going to sound.
True.
So,
I understand that.
Jerry,
do.
I'm with you, man. I think the band
But-
is fucking solid as they always are. Brian Johnson hasn't sounded good since Razor's Edge. Okay, he was trying to sing in that register and his voice is a little bit ruined. Hearing be damned. It's his voice is a little bit ruined. And I think that they will continue a select 2024 tour. Okay. I don't think it's going to be 24 dates. I think it's going to be maybe 6 dates in select cities in all of 2024. They've already announced one. And so I think they'll do some more. And as long as everyone shows up and you got 100,000 people listening to Shook Me All Night Long, Hell's Bells, Back in Black, they don't give a shit what anybody sounds like. That's what I'm saying. And I love them and I wish them the best on everything they do.
Gotcha. Okay, Al.
I hope they do a tour, man. I mean, I'd like to see him again as well. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. Brian isn't any of them really. I mean, they're getting up there in age, man. I mean, who knows how much longer it's gonna last, you know? I think until the end of this decade, man, I think a lot of these bands are gonna be gone, dude. You know, so do it one more time, man. You know, just that's why I just try to go out there and see all the bands I love now and before they're gone, man. You know what I mean? I've seen AC/DC plenty of times, but I'm always up to go seeing them again. And if they do it one more time, I'm there. You know?
Yeah.
It's just I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna tour. So I mean, as far as Phil Rudd, he's got to iron out those issues with the visas, man, or whatever. But I mean, I really want to see them with him because he's the best drummer for that band. But obviously, if he can't do it, I'm still going to go see them. But he really is a part of that sound, though, that AC/DC, that pulse, man. There's nobody who can drum like him, dude, for that band. So
it's like Matt Sorum versus Steven Adler. It's way different.
It's just different, dude. It's So I mean, the last tour I think when AC was around last time, it was with what's his name, the bald guy,
Chris Slade.
Chris Slade
from the Firm,
and he's good, but like not. It's still not Phil Rudd. You know what I mean? It's
the swing.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Chris Slade, he's from the old school. He's got a swing to him. It's just a different kind of feel. You know what I mean? So
well, Chris Slade is on the beat. Once again, Phil Rudd is the drummer who's behind the beat. He just kind of got that swagger, and he's just kind of hitting it. And there's a groove to that. Chris Slade was just technical on the beat. I'm going to play exactly what I need to play.
Thunder.
That's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong.
Anyway, that's all I got on that. I hope they tour, and if they do, I'll go check them out.
Mike.
Pretty much got to echo well, you guys. I mean, I would love for Phil to come back. I hope it happens. And if they do, I'll go see them. It's fucking AC/DC. And the thing is, and I've been preaching this for a while on the Metal Mike show, as well as the Plug podcast that I do with Bushy. When it comes to these legacy acts, guys, you better go see them and I've missed my chance with a few of them already because they're not going to be around forever. And so far, we already got tickets to see the Eagles, which I realize Glenn Fry won't be there, but you got his son Brian Fry and Vince Gill filling in, and I think it'll still be a great show. And I'm going to go see Judas Priest, even though
I thought that Glenn's son quit the band.
He did.
Did he?
Quit the band. Yeah.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Vince Gill does a freaking great job in the band. He does a great job with them. So.
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. It's not like they got some scrub. It's fucking Vince Gill, I mean,
Right.
And I'm not really, because Vince was a guy that I didn't realize how talented he was until I saw him with the Eagles. And then I was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking awesome. So, but yeah, if you're going to go see these legacy acts, you better do it. And AC/DC is one of them because guess what? In another 10 years, they're probably all going to be gone, man, literally. So yeah,
Except the Stones will still be around.
Yeah. The
Hey,
Stones
well,
and cockroaches.
They are on tour, sponsored by ARP.
Yep.
Are they really? Seriously?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wow.
sponsored by ARP.
That's great.
How
That is great,
appropriate.
actually.
Oh man, but I would go see AC/DC. I saw them once with LA Guns opening on, I think it was the Razor's Edge tour. And that was a fucking great fucking concert. It stood with me. They played a great show. I only seen them once, but they were amazing. And it's like I just remember it's like we're here, Angus playing, and then all of a sudden we look behind us, he's on a platform in the back of the LA Sports Arena, just rising up, and then he runs down the stage playing his solo. God dang, there was so much energy in that fucking show. And he still brings it. He's still like jumping around, doing his shit. I would see that, man. I think it'd be cool to see them one last time. Like Mike said, Legacy Act, see them now, man. It's like I only got to see Dio sing one song with Queensryche, and that was horrible.
Yeah, I really want to see Tom Petty. I always thought I'd go see him next time. And
Same
he
here, bro.
died. And here's the thing: I'm going to go see a Tom Petty cover band Saturday night. So that's all I get. That's what I get.
I saw him 7 times, dude.
Yeah.
It is
Great shows, man.
One of the
Him and John
great-
Cougar, both of them. But I heard John Cougar.
I've never
is
seen
bad
John
now,
Cougar.
but,
I love John Cougar Mellencamp. I love John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
I mean, but
heard
I love him, man. But the thing is, he can't sing anymore. That new album was horrible. It's like
No, that
guys
guy's still alive.
You
Was
guys
this
make
six-
fun of Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
Have you heard John Cougar's new John
I mean,
Mellencamp's new shit?
the guy fucking smokes.
Don't. It's horrible.
Smokes 6 fucking packs a day. It's amazing he's still
It
alive.
sounds like
man.
Tom Waits, and Tom Waits sucks.
Always like Tom Waits as an actor more than as a musician or singer.
Well,
His
that's
music
what
never
John
really
Mellencamp sounds like now, is Tom Waits. Chris Sinzak told me about that, and I went and listened to it. You're right. From the Decibel Geek podcast, man. But Jerry gave me a bullshit story, and it was pretty cool. This because I love Daryl Hall and John Oates, and Daryl Hall is suing John Oates in a secret. It's not even released why he's suing him. So it's like in Memphis or something. Jerry,
Probably over that first album cover they did together, man. He probably that was pretty bad. But yeah, actually, what I heard later is that Daryl Hall has a restraining order on him.
what?
John Oates. Yes, just found that out too. You know, whether you're a fan of them or not, they were a duo for fucking ever, and it's sad to see this happen to these bands and these musicians, that this legal shit it's probably over money or some shit like that. You know, I don't know, but yeah, that surprised me when I heard about the restraining order. I'm like, what the fuck happened there? I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I like a few of their songs.
What?
But
I loved Live at Daryl's House, and that's back on
do
YouTube.
like that
By
show.
the way, you guys can
Yeah,
watch that
but,
on YouTube again.
yeah, that's a wait and see what's going to happen there, man. It's kind of interesting because, like I said, man, they were a team forever, man. So something bad must have happened. So
It happened when Oates shaved his mustache. He doesn't look as cool anymore. But what do you think about that, Mooger?
It's tough. It's the duo I grew up with. What do you say about that? Right?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Well,
I'm just saying, it's like I said, man. It's just sad that happens to these bands that, you know, like Money or some shit like that. You know, breaks them apart like that.
But
It's sad.
are you guys familiar with the greatest hits?
I know everything Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Yeah, I know pretty much all their.
I got
greatest hits.
Daryl Hall's solo albums.
I'm just talking about the actual.
I don't like
CD
John
of the
Oates solo
greatest hits.
albums though. But yeah.
I may have a
It's
CD line there
I'm
somewhere of
gonna
their
put
greatest
it-
hits. I
I'm
don't
going
know.
to put it to Mark, and I'm going to put it to Jerry, Al, and Mike. Favorite song.
Mine is Kiss is on my list. That's my favorite song. By it.
I like
Mine-
Sarah Smile.
Mine is Adult Education.
I love Sarah Smile.
Mike.
Kiss on My Lips. I like that
Okay.
one.
Great
Wow.
songs, but I love Adult
You know what's funny
Education.
about Hall and Oates? When I was younger, I did not appreciate that.
Mike.
Yeah.
I'm asking Al what his favorite song was. Hang tight.
I think he said
I said Sarah Smile.
it's Sarah Smile.
Sarah Smile. Mine is everyone else's. Kiss on your list, man.
I
Mike,
like
go
adult
ahead,
education. I thought
expand,
that
Mike.
song
I
was
want to
cool.
hear your expansion. I want to hear your expansion, buddy.
Oh, well, when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate Hall. So I thought that it was wimpy, and because when I was younger, I was all about it was rock,
Me too.
metal,
Black
and
Sabbath.
yeah, and Kiss, and fuck
Judas
the Bee
Priest.
Gees, and fuck all that pussy stuff. And as I got older and I got wiser, and I don't know, maybe also my taste changed. I was like, you know what, man? Daryl Hall, John Oates, pretty fucking good, and they had catchy tunes, man, just really good, catchy tunes, And as I got older, my mind expanded. I was able to accept other things besides just rock and metal, and yeah, I mean, one of the things my dad did was when I was all like the Bee Gees are whippy, and my dad was like, oh yeah, he goes, so he played some of their 60s stuff for me without telling me who they were. I was already getting into like the Beatles and the Stones and stuff like that. So I was like, I like this, Dad. He goes, that's the fucking Bee Gees, son. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it made me realize, oh, there's more to this band than meets
Yeah.
the eye. And as I got older, like, man, I love Jive Talking and Nights of Broadway and all that shit too now, but I mean,
Awesome.
musical excellence is musical excellence, no matter what the fucking genre is. And I can sit
Thank
here
you,
and talk
sir.
to you about Mozart and turn right around and talk to you about fucking orbit culture.
Yeah. That's
Damn.
gonna be on my list. I got different fucking genres of music from that year. So,
Mine, I do not. And I have my reasons why, but I'll tell you what when we get there.
Well,
Well, man.
the fact that you recognize, and I think we all recognize that great music is great music. Doesn't matter what genre. We've all grown up. We love our rock and metal. We love our yacht rock. Mark, you pulled me into that one for sure with the K-Tel record.
Yeah.
Oh, the Yacht Rock one was great. I love that show. That was fun.
That was so
needs
much
more
fun.
downloads. That needs more downloads, man. You guys need to share that more.
That
But
was one of my favorites right
yeah.
there.
But
Yeah.
freaking Daryl Hall and John Oates, man, I grew up with those motherfuckers. I got into rock from Foreigner and the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, Double Vision, and so I like the pop and I like the rock. So when I freaking heard Daryl Hall and John Oates, they sang to me.
You
I got
guys are
into
gonna be
metal
really
because of
surprised.
Def Leppard Pyromania.
Right.
Yeah, so
You'll be surprised by my top 11 of 1984.
it wasn't Quiet Riot that got me into metal. It was Def Leppard.
No.
I
Well,
did.
like again, it just depends on who. Like with me, I honestly think I would have gotten into hard rock and heavy metal anyway. But when you have an older brother who's only 3 years older than me, but still, and you have an older cousin and your neighbor across the street's like your surrogate big brother, I was lucky. I mean, I got into a lot of
Yeah,
hard
dude,
rock and heavy metal at a very, very young age, man.
It's
Very young.
my neighbor got me into Night Ranger and Pink Floyd.
There you go.
There,
How
yeah.
old were you then? You were
I was like
your
12,
early
10.
80s. Yeah, okay.
And like Dawkins, he got me into Dawkins, I was like breaking the chains.
I
and
mean,
stuff
like, here's one fundamental difference between you and me, Mark, and we're only a day apart, but fuck, like Kiss, very early on in my
I didn't
life,
know who
where
Kiss was.
You didn't, yeah, they went past your radar.
I knew who Ace Frehley was because of MTV,
but they flew past your radar
Yeah.
for whatever reason, shit happens,
Right.
I mean, but so for you, it's like, I think sometimes when you like certain albums or certain things, you're coming at it kind of like Edwin Canastracci said when he did his Kiss video series. It was like he came in later, so his point of view is different from somebody like mine, because again, timeline. And when I talk timeline, I'm talking about your personal timeline. Like you, Mark, didn't really become a Kiss fan until much later, so your perspective on things is different
I
from
like
somebody
this.
who was.
I
who
do
was
like Kiss
there.
more than I let on. So
Oh, I know
When
you
did
do.
become a
But
Kiss fan, Mark?
huh?
Mark, when did you become a Kiss fan?
Well, I heard Ace Frehley's Comet with Rock Soldiers. I saw that on MTV. I go, this
fuck
guy's
yeah.
cool. And then I remember my friends talking about Kiss, Ace Frehley, and all those people. And I liked Dr. Love. That was like the first Kiss song I ever liked was Dr. Love. And then that was Gene Simmons.
Rock and roll.
But then I got into Ace Frehley and I went back and Kiss and I like Rock and Roll All Night. I like Deuce. I liked all this other stuff. And then I did like Tears of Falling and Crazy Nights, which Jerry and Charles got on me about. I do like
Dude,
them,
if you
but
fucking
I
like
don't
it, you
think
like it.
I don't think
Don't
they
listen to me.
are as great as everybody thinks they are. It's just fun rock and roll. It's like Poison to me. Like you guys get pissed off at me because I said Kiss and Poison are the same to me, but I like Poison a little bit more. So
All right. Again, timeline though.
yeah, timeline.
Yeah,
We're
if I don't have a big brother, if I don't have a big
brother, I was.
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I had a big. If my brother doesn't bring home Kiss Alive, who knows who would have broke my hard rock and heavy metal cherry? Could have been anybody.
I had two older sisters that got me into rock and roll and stuff like that. Kiss Alive
Well,
2 was around our house.
It's like when I got to In and Out, somebody goes, "Have you heard Metallica?" And it was like what 1987 when I first heard Metallica. But the thing is, he said, my friend Dickie, he had a friend named Dickie, which I'm friends with. Okay, he said, oh, he has my CD because my dad's CD player isn't working. So he went and got his Kill 'Em All CD. He put that in. And I heard hit the lights. And I go, what the fuck is this? And I go, I like this shit because I like fucking Rush. I like drums, and Lars is fucking. I don't know why people get on Lars. I think he's a fucking fine drummer. He isn't bad at all.
So
and
Mark,
I'm like, hit
your
the
first
light, the
introduction
drum.
was your first introduction was Kill 'Em All.
Kill 'Em All. And then like he got me into that. We're playing to my CD. I had the killer stereo system on my Chevy 3-cylinder Sprint back in 1988. Fucking played that shit and I'm fucking boom, I hear fucking hit the lights. And he had the version of the Kill 'Em All, which had Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg on it,
Which was from the original Garage Days Revisited.
Yeah, the special
Yep,
edition.
yep.
It had those 2 tracks on there. And I fucking wouldn't give that CD back to him. I fucking kept that shit. I bought him a version of it later, but it didn't have those 2 songs on it. So here, Scott, I'm sorry, I stole your fucking Metallica CD. That was awesome. And then I got into fucking Injustice for All. But I went back and I like those albums better. So I love the Black Album. I love the Black Album. But
I mean, it's a great album, but like I said, if I never heard it again, I'd be all right.
Oh, dude, I can listen to it all the time. I love the Black Album. It's fucking amazing. That's the first Metallica album I was there
today, and I cranked it.
That was the first Metallica album I was there first day buyer getting. Maybe that's why. I was at Tower Records in West Covina in line to get Metallica, the Black Album, because I got into them with Kill 'Em All and then Justice for All. And then the Black Album was the first album I freaking actually bought first day. So maybe that has great memories. But I did buy Saint Anger first day, and that album sucks.
But Mark, that's probably is why. I mean, that's I think one of the reasons why Chris Czynszak and Bushy love Crazy Nights as much as they do, because even though Bushy got into Kiss, I mean, he says it more than once. His dad's like, oh, clown makeup gave him Kiss Alive in the debut album. That was Bushy's introduction to Kiss. But the first Kiss album that he bought that came out brand new was Crazy Nights. I can't help but think that has some, not all, but some reason why he loves that album as much as he does. It makes sense to me, like, ooh, this is the first new album as it's coming out that I'm buying from this band or artist. I get it.
But Kill 'Em All is my favorite of all time. For
Bildo, it's his favorite. For the longest time, it used to be Ride the Lightning. Eventually, it became Kill 'Em All, man. And my biggest impression about Kill 'Em All first time I heard it, which was like late 83, early 84, was how it started.
And we're the same age.
It sounds like the end of again, my big brother had a friend named Dave Grindstaff. And Grindstaff would always... I didn't have
these people around me,
Well, you didn't, I was lucky, Mark. I say that all the time. I was lucky. I had people, but Grindstaff would always bring in, hey, dude, check this out. And he had brought in, I'll never forget, because it was like January, February of 84. It was winter. And he brought over Kill 'Em All, which had only been out a few months, and Show No Mercy had just come out by Slayer. And I was like, whoa, what is this new sound I have to take in, and do I like it? I wish I could say I totally embraced thrash right off the bat. I did not. I was like, I didn't hate it, but it kind of like, whoa,
I did when I heard that fucking hit the light. I was like, yeah. I was like,
Right.
yeah. I got into it like right there in 1987. I was like, that drum fucking
How old were
start
you?
of that song.
How
I
old
think it
You
were
was
you?
guys
like
want to know what
like
my first
19
16,
or
crush
17?
was?
You said
19 or
87?
like 87, like 17. Yeah. 17. Yeah.
There you go. See, I was 12. I was 13 going on 14. I was just turned 13 a few months before. And I mean, before that, I thought the fastest it got was like Motorhead, bro. And
I
then I'm
didn't even
hearing,
know who Motorhead was till years later. That
Yeah.
sucks because they rule.
hey, better late than never, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You know, this shit of, oh, well, I've been into this band. I don't give a fuck if you fucking discovered them out of the womb. I could give zero fucks about that.
I
Okay.
just remember seeing the Ace of Spades video and just watching that and go, this band is cool, but I never did anything about it. You know, I was like, meh. And then when I got involved in these groups, I started listening to more Motorhead and I go, this shit is fucking awesome. You
Oh, yeah,
know?
Motorhead were great. No
Yeah.
doubt.
But you guys want to get into the topic tonight, Jerry? What are we doing, man?
We're doing the best albums of 1984. These are always some of my favorite shows to do. I love the year shows we do, and the K-Tel albums are my favorite as well. But these are my definite favorite of the years. We're kind of running out, I think. I don't know what we have left as far as 70s and 80s, but we'll figure it out and keep doing them.
70, 71, 72, 73.
Really? I thought we have. I thought we've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
But that's good to hear. We'll do that.
I could just go back and write the years down so I have it in notes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should probably do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this is gonna be another fun episode. I think we're gonna have some cool choices on here. So let's get it started, man.
Yeah, so let's start with your number 11, 1984.
My number 11 is where's my number 11?
I don't know. You know.
Don't have my fucking list up. Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple, man.
I told you to print your list instead of putting it on your phone.
I mean, cool songs like Knocking at Your Back Door, you know, Perfect Strangers, Hungry Days, all kinds of cool stuff on that album. It was it was an underrated album. I don't think it was as appreciated as much as early Purple, but I really loved it. So, and I'm a huge Richie Blackmore fan, so I really, have nothing bad to say about Deep Purple. So that's got to be on the list. That's my number 11.
All right, Shane, what's your number 11? And then you guys go because, I have the diabetes, so I got to.
I was going to say, you got the diabetes.
I got the diabetes.
You taking that to a Zep?
Shane, what's your number 11? Then you go to Al. I want to know what it is before I go.
My number 11?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with put my glasses on here. Iron Maiden, Power Slave.
Oh
And
man.
it's way low on the list, but I do love that record. And that led into Live Beyond or
Live After Death.
Live After Death, which turned me on to all the Iron Maiden that I would ever love. And my favorite songs off of that are Aces High and The Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, man. Those came off that amazing record. You could do Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. You can do Power Slave. You can do any one of those. It was an amazing record. I love it. It was produced by Martin Birch.
Yep.
And it was released on September 3rd of 1984. So I've done some homework on these.
He pretty much did everything. So he didn't do the first album, right?
He did not. It was
He did
No,
like the
not the
second-
first time. You started with
Like
Killer.
the Killers on up. I mean, all the classic Maiden albums
Yeah.
are from him, man, definitely.
right. So, but he did. Martin Birch pretty much did everything from 666 on.
From Killers on.
Killers on.
Still
yeah.
doing everything.
All the classic
Anyway.
shit.
Yeah, I have a great fucking album. I'm sure it's going to appear on a couple of our lists coming up. Anyway, Al, what's yours, buddy?
Oh, my number 11, I'm going with Dio, The Last in Line. This was actually the first Dio album I ever got, I ever had, even before Holy Diver. This was the first one. And this cassette actually is the original cassette that I had.
Damn.
It was a friend of mine in junior high. I was in 7th grade when this came out. He had gotten the cassette and he didn't like it. He's like, dude, I'll sell it to you for $1. So I bought it for
Damn.
$1 and fucking listened to it. And I was like, dude, this shit rules, dude. We Rock. It started with We Rock, dude, and The Last in Line, and Mystery was cool.
Mystery, cool too.
Yeah. I Speed at Night. You know, there's a lot of, I mean, yeah, everybody points to Holy Diver, and rightfully so. Holy Diver is a classic. But this, man, this is just about right there with it, man. You know, for me. And this is the first, like I said, this is the first Dio solo album I heard. So it's got to be on my list. So it's number 11.
Yeah, no, Vivian Campbell gets shit on a lot for being in Def Leppard, but that guy could fucking play, dude. He's a great guitar player, man.
So, Mike, what's your number 11?
All right. Mine is, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's all metal. And the reason why is because I knew you guys would all have albums that I absolutely adore and love that aren't in the metal genre. And I wanted to make sure we didn't duplicate each other, even though we have already. Kind
That
of.
sounds like me.
But I anyway, my number 11 is Dokken Tooth and Nail.
Ooh.
I've always been a big Dokken fan. I've always thought it was kind of a fucking shame that they ended up that they didn't get as big as they probably should have been, you know, that band kind of self-destructed, you know, because people have to remember they had the same management company as fucking Metallica.
Hugh
And,
Prime?
I mean, they were this fucking big, close to, you know, because as popular as Dokken was and as many records as they sold, I don't remember them ever being a headlining act. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. And yeah, I just absolutely love this album, man. I mean, right off the bat, I mean, you got the fucking killer instrumental Without Warning. And I'm big on that, man. It's kind of like, to me, it's the same song. Like this and Tooth and Nail, I cannot listen to one without the other, just like I cannot listen to Electric Eye without hearing, you know what I'm talking about.
The Hellion.
The Hellion. It's like it or even Motley Crue Shout at the Devil without hearing it in the beginning. I have to hear it. To me, it's that in its entirety. And but yeah,
the Devil was late '83.
I mean, just a great song, and I love the whole record. I even love my least favorite song is probably Heartless Heart, but it's still a pretty good song.
Oh, that's a
Alone
great drum.
Again. What a great, I know, you know, it got played out or whatever, and it's pop, but man, it's a great song. And I think for any of us that have been there, man, and we all have, I mean, Don Dokken, Edwin Canestracci says it all the time, but Don can sing about the fucking heartbreak, man.
Yeah.
And I do. I just think it's a fantastic record. So that's my number 11.
Yeah, I didn't put that on my list because there's so many great albums in 1984. But one album that stuck with me because fucking one song, there's like so many fucking great songs on there, like Sunset's Grill, Boys This Summer. Again, All She Wants to Do Is Dance. Fucking Don Henley, Building the Perfect Beast. That album is just like you get in your head. Out on the road today, I saw a deadhead sticker on the Cadillac. A voice inside my head said, "You can't go back. You can never go back. You want to know what love is?"
Yeah. In other words,
it's like, God dang, this fucking album.
Don can write some lyrics. He can write some stories, man. He's a good lyric writer.
It's like you're sitting that video. Come on, the video was in black and white, and this fucking powerful fucking video. Watching that. Just fucking with shit go, just him there with fucking a back screen, just going back, and it just went with the song. It's like, God dang, Boys of Summer.
No, he was actually in the back of a like pickup or whatever filming. He said, I heard him say like that was so cold out that day, but it wasn't a backdrop like showing shit.
Oh, it wasn't? It
was actually him riding around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, but that song, All She Wants to Do Is Dance. It's like he's doing political shit, but making it sound funky. And Sunset Grill is like one of the best story songs I've ever heard. You know, down at the Sunset Grill. And it's like, God dang, that guy is just like, they called him the golden throat of the Eagles. He said, the Eagles will be fine as long as you have the golden throat. Glenn Frey said that about it. He's the golden throat of the Eagles.
He had the best voice in the band.
Yeah. I love Glenn Frey too, man. fucking. Oh god.
I would definitely say Henley had the better solo career, though.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy on the Miami Vice shit that Glenn Frey did.
Oh, you didn't like Smuggler's Blues?
Nah, I didn't get into that shit, dude.
All right. So we get your number 10, Jerry.
My number 10 is one of your favorite bands, Mark. Talk about Merciful Fate. Don't Break the Oath. Just the song The Oath itself is worth that fucking album being mentioned. I mean, it's like 7.5 minutes of fucking brilliance, dude. Yeah, I know you don't fucking like his high-pitched voice, but I fucking do, dude. I think he's fucking great, dude, man. I love that album. I'm a big fucking King Diamond fan, so had to put that one on there, man. So that's my number 10.
Excellent choice, my friend.
It's great. It's on video. I don't have to interrupt.
We're gonna do a review. We're gonna do a review on that album soon.
Oh, you suck. Mooger, what's your number 10, man?
All right, here I'm gonna go with. Let me put my glasses on because I got my notes. Okay. Scorpions, Love at First Sin.
Oh, great one.
I mean, I grew up on Worldwide Live, the double cassette live. You know, I mean, there was a summer where I worked many gardens and mowed many lawns and raked a lot of grass, just listening to Worldwide Live. So, Love at First Thing included Big City Nights, which was one of my favorite songs, and Still Loving You. So,
but the Worldwide Live version of Big City Nights is so much better than the studio.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Really great version of that. I was listening to some old Scorpions today, man. Fucking great shit.
Which would you listen to?
What's that one fucking God. I posted
like Uli John Roth stuff?
Yeah, it was with the
Tokyo Tapes.
Yeah, no, it was God, it was about I posted in Freeform earlier. I'm fucking
Virgin Killer?
No, it was
We talking about a song or an album?
A song. I posted a song.
Tales of Sharon?
Yeah, go ahead, Al. What's your number 10?
Absolutely.
I'll figure it out right now.
All right, well, before I get to my number 10, I forgot to preface this. Metal Mike actually, I think, touched on it, but I'm going. The albums I'm naming on this list are actual albums that really, because by 1984 I was 12 years old, so I was really, starting with 10, 11, 12. I was really starting to discover music on my own. Before that, when I was a little kid, my older brother, man, I looked up to him, and he was the one that got me into hard rock and metal and stuff like that. He got me into Zeppelin and Sabbath and AC/DC and The Doors, Skinner, things like that. And then by the time I was 10, 11, I started going and, discovering my own stuff, through friends and, MTV and things like that. So this list that I put together is actual albums that really I was into when I was 12 years old. I mean, we can all in the now, we can all go back. Like, I love Don't Break the Oath by Merciful Fate. I didn't get into that until much later on. I didn't get into I had no clue who Merciful Fate was when I was 12 years old. So by that criteria, I didn't put that on my list. I'm going with stuff that actually in real time I was really into at that age in 1984. So
that's good. I'm in the same boat. I was not. I didn't even know of him back then, but I go back a lot, and that's why.
Well, on the former year shows, I did stuff that I was into, and this time I mixed it up with stuff I was into and stuff I got into later that I realized was just as good. I changed it up with my list this time.
Yeah, starting with 1982, 1983, those are going to be when I do lists like that, I'm going back into my life. What was I really into at that stage? Obviously, if we're going to do a year like 1974, I was only 2 years old. I wasn't discovering these bands yet until much later on. So those lists are going to be like what you like now, your favorite albums of them back then. But now I'm 12 years old. I'm really immersing myself in the music. Me and my friends are all trading cassettes and all sorts of shit, and we're discovering stuff together. So that's why I'm basing my list. I just wanted to say that about my list. So
Yeah, usually I did my list the way you did it, but then I got shit for doing the what is it, the 77 Survivor album, because I didn't pick Pete Floyd. So I said I'm gonna do albums that I like now and I like then. So I kind of mixed it up on mine.
Yeah, I did.
But
too.
the song by the Scorpions was top of the bill.
I mean, everybody's criteria is different, so I mean that's just what I'm going basing my list on.
Why
Anyway.
I was doing yours before, but then I got shit on too much. But
Anyway,
top of the bill was the Scorpion song. So go ahead, Al.
Top of the bill. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 10, and I saw these guys on MTV and totally got me into hip hop, man. And that's the first Run DMC album. I saw Rock Box on MTV.
Nice.
And you know, being a hard rock guy and everything, it had guitars, and all of a sudden, like these two fucking cool dudes in like leather jackets and sneakers and just like rapping and shit over like guitars. I'm like, dude, that's like some of the coolest shit I've ever heard. You know, so I went out and I bought this album. It's actually signed by DMC.
Nice.
I met him, and he's a cool dude. He's totally into rock, bro.
Yeah,
like
he does that
nice.
rock shit.
He always tells stories about how he grew up with, you know, with a lot of rock and all that stuff. So anyway, it's the first Run DMC album, totally my gateway into hip hop, classic hip hop, because to me, like hip hop nowadays is garbage. But to me, the golden period is like from 84 to like 94. Those 10 years
I agree with you.
I love I could stretch it to like 96, you know, but 84 to 94 is to me the best hip hop era. So yeah, I'm going with the first Run DMC.
What you want.
Oh, I love Beastie Boys too, man.
I love Beastie Boys too.
But yeah, man, it's got Hard Times, Rock Box. Like I said, I saw the Rock Box video. You know, it's like that. You know, Hollis Crew, Crush Groove. You know, it's a great debut album, and Run DMC to me. I mean, we were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before. I mean, they deserve to be in there because to me they broke barriers for like hip hop. You know, and they combined the rock with it, man, which was great. You know, it was
like Beastie Boys also, man.
Yeah, so that's my number 10.
Mike, what's your number 10?
My number 10, and much like Al, I was very influenced by the things I was most of these are bands or albums that I got into when they were released. There are a couple of exceptions, and I'll let you know. But when I did get into them, it was only maybe like a few years later. But number 10 was one that I remember buying it on cassette, man, and it's one that's already been mentioned, and that's Power Slave by Iron Maiden. Absolutely love this album. I mean, right off the bat, you know, Ace is High. Are you fucking kidding me, man? There's not a bad song on this album. And then it ends with the epic rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And interestingly enough, here's a bit of trivia for you. If you ever watch Get Thrashed, the story of thrash metal, the original singer for Exodus, when he had a stroke, Gary Holt was his power of attorney. And when it became obvious that Paul wasn't going to make it, Paul Bailoff, Gary was like, okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull the plug. And they decided to pull the plug 2 minutes to midnight.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Now, it took him longer than that to pass on, but that was, you know, because Gary's like, Paul would have wanted it that way, because that's how fucking metal Paul Bailoff was. But yeah, I mean, what a fantastic record. You know, it's not my personal favorite Maiden album, but it's way up there, man. It's just a great record, and that's my number 10.
Yeah, well, my number 10, I was already into this artist, which was my first stolen cassette at Sears. You know, it was Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife, but his next album, which came out in 1984, was Reckless. And I Run to You, Summer 69, Heaven, It's Only Love with Tina Turner. That album is just amazing. And the 30th anniversary of it has like songs like Loverboy covered, like Dangerous, but it was called Reckless. Bryan Adams had it called Reckless.
It's not a good song.
Reckless is a good song.
It, yeah. No, it's not.
Oh, I like it because you're reckless.
Yeah.
You gotta come.
Not
But
bad, not
Silver
bad,
Boy
not
changed
bad.
it to "You're dangerous. You gotta come into." And the teacher that 38 Special did, he gave that song to them too. That was his thing. So that was pretty cool. Bryan Adams is a great songwriter. Him and Jim Valance, they wrote Kiss songs, for God's sakes. There you go, man.
War Machine, yeah.
War Machine, fucking Reckless. I love that fucking album. I still listen to that album all the time. It's just
I
amazing.
think Rock and
to
Roll
me.
Hell too on that album.
Yeah.
I think he wrote that one too.
Yeah, it's just Bryan Adams couldn't do any wrong. I saw him once on the Into the Fire tour, which is a great album too. After Reckless, it was kind of more bluesy, deeper, darker. Pretty cool album, but
Reckless
that's
is
my
a
number
great-
10.
Reckless is a great album, man.
Yeah. That's my number 10, Reckless, and we get to your number 9, Jerry.
That's my number 9 is Reckless by Bryan Adams, man.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Every fucking tune on that was a hit. I mean, One Night Love Affair, Heaven, Summer '69, Kids Want to Rock. I mean,
Oh, I love
It's
that
Only
song.
Love. I mean, you can go on and on. That album was a fucking monster. And yeah, I remember just being all over fucking MTV as a kid. I mean, you couldn't go a day without seeing 2 or 3 different Bryan Adams videos off that album. And you mentioned it. He's a good songwriter, man. I mean, he kind of balladed up the last couple of decades, but in between then, like his last album was actually pretty rocking. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Really good.
But man, I mean, like
The last
Reckless,
2 albums are pretty rocking.
Reckless, Into the Fire, Waking Up the Neighbors, man, are really good, solid rock albums, man. So, but Reckless, man, it's a classic. So that's my
18 Till I Die is pretty good too, man.
It was okay, well, not his best.
Yeah, I love that album. But what do you think? What's your number 9, Shane?
You're gonna hate me.
Nah.
Sade, Diamond Life.
Oh,
Yeah, I just killed it, didn't I? I'm sorry.
Dude, she's
I
awesome,
loved
man.
a lot of things out of '84. Okay.
oh, I hated MTV when they showed her videos.
Who?
I go to
Sade.
VH1 when she
Oh,
came out.
Sade, man, she's a good singer, man. She got a great voice.
Dude, she's fucking awesome.
Holy
One of
That
my favorites.
amazing.
Sweetest Taboo and songs like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
He's
man.
talking about Smooth Operator.
King of Life.
Smooth
my
Operator,
favorite songs
yeah.
off the record. I just killed. I'm no longer a host. I'm sorry.
No.
You're fired
fine.
already.
No, not even.
But Sade to me just represented smooth jazz, beautiful music. And I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. This isn't grunge. This isn't pop. This isn't metal. This isn't everything. This is something totally new. And my sister came back from college, and my sister was 4 years older than me. So he came back to me with like, oh, you need to listen to this band Sade. And I'm like, holy shit. I love them because melody, mood, feeling, just the same shit I love with metal music and rock music. So I knew I was gonna wait some waves.
No, yeah.
Sorry,
I think all
sorry,
the people
Mark.
on here like Sade except me. I hated Sade.
I
but-
got some doozies coming up, man. So don't feel bad.
No,
I'll
I've
definitely
got
lose-
more-
I'll
I've
I'll
got
definitely
more
lose some
doozies
metal
coming
cred.
up, trust me.
I'm definitely losing some metal cred in some of these.
Fucking
Oh,
metal.
bullshit, man. I listen to all kinds of stuff besides metal.
Sade fucking rules, dude.
And who gives a fuck what other people think, man? Like
Right?
what you like.
right?
Embrace it.
I love
Don't
Oingo Boingo
apologize
and
for it.
George.
Like I even
Michael
hate
and
the
Wham.
I hate the term guilty pleasure. I don't fucking feel guilty.
Right.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I hate guilty pleasure. If you like it, you like it. You shouldn't feel guilty about it. Fuck
Exactly.
that
Diamond
shit.
Life was released July 16th of '84 in the UK, and it wasn't even released until '85 in the US. But I'm taking it from when it was originally released. Smooth Operator and Love is King. That's my favorite song.
All right, Al, what's your number 9?
My number 9, and my brother had this cassette, and I took it from him, and I never gave it back. Scorpions, Love at First Sting.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, first Scorpions album I ever heard, and I loved it, man. Bad Boys Running Wild, of course. if I ever have to, I don't ever have to hear "Rock You Like a Hurricane" again.
Right.
I mean, that's one of those songs just played to death.
I don't get tired of it.
Well, I mean, if I'm seeing them live, obviously you're gonna hear it, but
Yeah.
I think it's like all killer, no filler. I love every song.
Yeah.
I'm leaving you, coming home, the same thrill, big city nights.
Still loving you, man. That's a fucking.
Of course, still loving you is like
Then,
greatest
then,
song.
then you have people saying the Scorpions sold out on that album.
Well, there's people like who were really into them like before, and this one they tend to say they started getting real commercial. I think this album still had a lot of bite to it, a lot of grit. The next album would be like kind of the downslope for me. Savage Amusement would be a bit too slick and
Is
stuff.
that the one that had Rhythm of Love?
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
that
album.
Yeah,
stuff.
see, I didn't really care for that, but I love
Exactly.
that album.
That
It's
album
not on my list, but
bombs.
it's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, so that'll be my number 9. I was really into this album back in the day, like when I was in 1984, dude. I was really into BMX and riding BMX with my friends and doing like tricks and all
You
that
showed
shit.
me your bike.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, Bad Boys Running Wild, man. I ran the streets listening to that fucking song because I
Yeah.
thought we were singing about us, even though
Yeah,
we
so-
weren't really being bad, but we thought we were at the time.
Damn.
But seeing the videos on MTV, obviously, and then I think Mooger said Worldwide Live. I would see all the live videos on MTV as well.
I had that on Laserdisc, that concert, Worldwide Live. I had to turn it over. It was so great. But those Chinese, those Japanese chicks were fucking funny as fuck. In that video.
But yeah, man, I still love that album, man. I mean, I go back, I never knew about Uli Roth era until like much later on. Like now, like I love like that stuff, man. That 70s Scorpion stuff, man. Tokyo Tapes, all that stuff, man. That's great
Me
shit.
too.
And so it wasn't, I just didn't discover that until like much later on,
Me too.
But yeah, man, I mean, Love at First Sting is still my first Scorpions album I ever got, so that's my number 9.
So what's your number 9, Metal Mike?
Oh, right. My number 9, like I said, that album is not on my list, but it's in my honorable mentions. Great record. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith.
Nice.
I had a lot of fond memories of this album when it came out, man. And one of the reasons why I loved it so much is, I mean, right off the bat, man, Free Will Burning. Are you fucking kidding me? And Rob's vocals, and especially that whole cadence where he's singing real fast. Love it. I mean, Jawbreaker, Rock Hard, Ride Free. The Sentinel. Are you fucking kidding me? Love Bites, underrated classic. Eat Me Alive, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll. I know it was kind of played out, but I still love it. Night Comes Out, Heavy Duty, that then goes into Defenders of the Faith. I listened to the fuck out of this tape when it came out, man. Album. I love it, man. This was definitely something that we played a lot in 1984, because it came out January 13th. So it was a summer album for me, for sure.
Nice. And then I get to my number 9. My first 2 were albums that I liked when I was 13 or 14. This album I liked a lot later, and somebody already brought it up. Dio, Last in Line. I love Dio. He is my favorite Sabbath singer. I love Ozzy, but I got into Sabbath because of Dio with Heaven and Hell. Because my friend In and Out, that's where I got into all the rock, like metal stuff. It's kind of my friends at In and Out Burger. So that fucking rules. So Dio, Last in Line. So we get to your number 8, Jerry.
My number 8 is Out of the Cellar by Rat.
Nice.
Fucking great. I mean, Back for More, Lack of Communication, of course, Round and Round, You're in Love, Wanted Man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, You're in Trouble. I mean, not You're in Love, but just loaded with
that's
fucking,
a Invasion.
yeah,
of
that's a
Privacy.
different one.
Invasion, yeah.
Different one, but yeah, what a
Did
fucking.
that
I mean,
contain more?
Back for More is like one of my favorite. I just love that acoustic opening. I love Warren, man. He's a fucking genius guitar player, and that is Tawny Contain on the cover, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oof, woo, yeah. But yeah, I mean that's one of the. Yeah, that just makes me like it a little. That makes me like it a little more. So yeah,
She was on the EP as
They
well.
were, they were just so they were like fucking one of the first fucking like rock god looking peoples in the videos too, in my opinion, back then. The round and round video and shit like that. They were just fucking cool looking. I mean, you know, so yeah, that's my number. Anyway, that's my number. What is that, 8?
8.
Yeah.
So what's your number 8, Mooger? Mooger. 8. Wake up.
I think he's falling asleep.
What number are we on?
8.
Okay, I am gonna go with Bon Jovi, man.
That's a good one.
The debut of John Bon Jovi. You had Snake Sabo doing the solos on that. You had Hugh Jackman doing Hugh
McDonald.
Yeah, there you go.
Hugh Jackman,
Doing
that would have been
Doing
cool.
the bass.
I would like Bon Jovi a little better.
Wolverine.
That's awesome. So Tony Bon Jovi apparently produced this.
His cousin.
That's
That
cousin
who
or
it was?
uncle? Was that his cousin or uncle?
I think it was cousin.
I thought it was his uncle, but whatever.
So
Family
my
member.
favorite part of your songs on the record are Runaway and She Don't Know Me. But those were like the singles. So
That is the only song I really like by Bon Jovi, and he never does. I guess because it's a cover, maybe. She Don't Know Me.
which one? She Don't Know
She
Me?
Don't Know Me. Yeah.
You think that was a cover?
I think it is a cover song, if I remember
Really?
right. I think it is,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's, but he never does it live or did it
Well,
live.
he also had Bruce Springsteen's keyboardist, Roy Brutan, play on Runaway. That was him.
Yeah, Runaway's not even
No
like
kidding.
Runaway's not even like the band. It was like a bunch of
Yeah.
session
Yeah.
players
Okay.
and shit.
Can I take a sidebar here with Bon Jovi?
Okay.
Everyone made them a hair band,
I love them.
and I love Bon Jovi,
Me
but
too.
every one of their songs was a Bruce Springsteen song. I'm serious. Every one of them. Living on a Prayer, Shout Through the Heart, even.
Well, that was his idol.
It's a New Jersey thing, man.
What's that?
Don Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, man.
Talk about, you know, normal people, man. Little people.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that I mean, you listen to New Jersey. I Die for You. Blah, blah, blah. All those songs are all Bruce Springsteen songs, man. They're all story songs. They're all stories, and they lead somewhere, and they need to go somewhere.
Hair band.
Yeah.
Definitely, but a hair band.
Mm-hmm.
The,
Get out.
the Mrs.
Yeah.
Fooger's there. Hi, Mrs. Fooger.
Right?
They're a hair
Oh,
band.
she just thinks it's all hair band.
Don't argue, dude. Just say yes.
Don't argue. Just say yes, man. Just say yes. Get out of it.
I wouldn't get married on
He's all Bruce Springsteen.
No, it's not worth the hype. It's hair band. He's a hair band idiot all the way. Love him.
They hear you.
They hear me. What do you mean? No.
Hey, Mooger, we're gonna move on to Al. What's your number 8?
My number 8, I'm going with Tooth and Nail by Dokken.
Nice.
Fucking this album ruled in '84 for me.
Was that in *84?
Yeah.
It was my number 11, Mooger.
This is number 11. Mooger's been drinking. He went out tonight. Just like me.
George Lynch just fucking rules, dude. And this album is just this to me. I think this is the best Dokken album. I do love. I mean, the run from this to Back for the Attack, the 3-album run is awesome. I just picked this one because just a little bit grittier and just, you know, a little raw, you know. Although Back for the Attack they kind of got back to that a bit. But yeah, man, I'm going with Tooth and Nail because it's just an awesome album, man. I remember fucking always hearing one of my favorites on here was Into the Fire, obviously.
Oh.
And I just saw it with Edwin Canestracci. I just saw George Lynch like a month ago or a month and a half, 5 weeks ago or something here in Florida. and he did all Doc and one Lynch Mob song, which is great. You
Well,
know,
at least he didn't have that new Lynch Mob singer with him.
yeah, it wasn't between like Lynch Mob shows. It was a soul. It was him
I know you
solo.
got lucky. You didn't see him with the Lynch Mob singer. We
Yeah,
got to
actually,
review
no.
that coming up soon.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't complaining at all, dude. I mean, like, I wanted to hear all Doc and anyway, so it was all good for me, man. You know, and he had Terry Elias from XYZ and the new singer from the guy that sings for Great White now.
So he had Great White ex singer and Great White.
the young
new
kid,
singer.
the young
Yeah,
guy,
the younger kid.
But he
Yeah,
had the ex Great White singer and a new
Yeah.
Great White singer.
Oh, Terry Elias, yeah, he sang for Great White for
Yeah,
a
he
little while.
did. He made 2 albums
Yeah.
with him.
That's right. That's
weird.
right. Yeah, but they were alternating and doing different songs, and I gotta tell you, man, that kid, man, he was hitting all those Don Doc and fucking notes, bro. He was killing it.
We saw him at Rocket Pod, and I think
I talked to him
Metal
for a
Mike
few minutes.
Metal
Yeah,
Mike
he-
interviewed him, I
Yeah.
think, with the plug.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Who?
The Great White singer, the new
I
Great
can't
White
remember his
singer?
name.
Did you,
Can't remember his
or was
name.
that
Yeah, I
No,
can't
that was Ralph and Ian, I believe.
Ralph and
I
Ian
didn't
got
know-
him?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So what's your
Anyway, no,
number
that's my number. Was 8.
8? What's your
So,
number
yeah.
8, Metal Mike?
One that's already been mentioned, man. Dio, The Last in Line. I remember this record came out. I remember when my brother brought home Holy Diver. And he was like, dude, man, apparently. Because back then, you didn't have the internet. You didn't have that. And even when you did hear stories, it was magazines. It took time for the word to get out. I had no idea that Ronnie had left Sabbath until, right around that time, you had Born Again and Ozzy's Bark the Moon and then Dio's Holy Diver. Can't remember exactly when they all came out, but I remember my brother going, man, apparently Ronnie told Sabbath to kiss his ass and he went on his own. And he took Vinny Appice with him, man. And I was like, whoa. And to me, I love that album, but I love The Last in Line just as much. I think no sophomore slump here. All right. Number one. Number two, for me, Vivian Campbell, he was to Ronnie what Randy Rhoads was to Ozzy, as far as I'm concerned, man. I mean, the perfect guy for Dio, and I dare say, as much as I loved a lot of the records and things that Ronnie did after Vivian left the band, it was never as good.
No.
It just wasn't. Neither one of them were as good as they were together. It's just, just the way I feel about it. But yeah, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, you got the top, We Rock. I mean, what a fucking smack in the ear hole. The Last in Line masterpiece. Breathless, I Speed at Night, One Night in the City, Evil Eyes, Mystery, Eat Your Heart Out, in Egypt, The Chains Are On. I mean, dude, this album, it doesn't get the love Holy Diver, and I understand that. I mean, I would say technically I'm with Al. I understand why, but man, I think personally for me, I think this record is just as good. And Ronnie produced this album himself. I mean, holy fuck, man.
It sounds great.
Yeah, it's a fucking masterpiece.
I'm normally the type of person that says that a band shouldn't produce themselves, but he produced it very well. So
he did a great job, man.
Yeah.
All right. So then I get to my number 8. Like, this is one of the albums that back then I was like, yeah. The Cars, Heartbeat City.
Nice.
Produced by Mutt Lange. I like dude, the deep tracks on this album is fucking great. Like
the Cars were great, man.
The Cars are great. This album is
love
fucking
that album
amazing.
too.
Fucking Heartbeat City, man. You might think Magic, fucking just great fucking singles, Drive.
Fucking Benjamin Orr singing Drive, man. It's
Oh, I
fucking
love that
incredible.
song. It's one of my all-time favorite songs.
I too.
And
You
the
couldn't
thing
have-
about the Cars, if I may interject a bit,
Go ahead.
Mark, was the fact that even at the time, they were one of the few like new wave bands that even as a young metalhead, I embraced, like I wasn't really into a lot of new wave, but I liked the Cars, you know what I mean? There was just something about them. They were fucking cool. And I still feel that way to this day. Like they just, great band. Great
Dude,
choice, by the way.
Listen to the deep track on that album called It's Not the Night with Mitch and Menorah singing. They got fucking Ellie Easton is playing fucking metal riffs on that song. It's like, it's not the night.
Riley
It's like,
Easton's a fucking great guitar player. Man.
fucking all these metal players love fucking Elliot Easton.
But the thing is, a lot of your metalheads love the Cars. They're just one of those bands that appeal to a lot of different music lovers. You know what I mean? Like people that were into other kinds of music, there was just something about the Cars, man. I can't really tell you what it was. Well, one, the great songwriting. It was just really great songwriting and musicianship, and they were just a great band. I love the Cars.
Those singles from that album, man, you couldn't escape them that summer, dude. It was
That was you want to talk about a summer album? That was a summer album.
Great videos, fucking him walking on water, you know.
Yeah, Magic, man. That was great.
I love that song.
Or You Might Think, with him being a little fly with that. Yeah, god damn. It's like they
like you said, Drive. I mean, what a beautiful song, man.
Man, I'm telling you,
it's just pop perfection, man.
Yeah, like Mud or Not, everything Mud touches pretty much turns to gold for some reason.
He was great. He was, man.
Credit,
you got to give Mutt Lane credit, man.
So what's your number 7, Jerry?
My number 7 is a band I've always liked. Well, actually, I first heard them from the Blessing in Disguise album was the first I heard from them. Metal Church, their debut album, man. Fucking A, dude. Not only is Metal Church is a fucking great metal band, but man, they've had great singers, man. They've had a few, and they all have been great. Fucking David Wayne, Ronnie Monroe, fucking, of course, the great fucking Mike Howe. And their new guy, Mark Lopes, he's fucking great on Congregation of Annihilation, man. He's fucking great on that album. But yeah, this album's fucking awesome. Beyond the Black, the instrumental Merciless Onslaught. I played that on Mark's show last night.
That was their debut album, right?
Yeah, it's their debut album, yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
that was a great instrumental, dude.
Yeah. Kurt Vanderhoot, man, fucking, I love the dude, man. He's a fucking metal writer, dude. He's always stayed true to his fucking roots, man. And every fucking album, I think, is great. I don't think they've had a dud. Well, XI wasn't their greatest, but it was still good. But man, I was a huge Mike Howe fan, and that was one of the first shows I did on Freeform with Mike as well. Remember that? That was a fun album to talk about.
That got me into Metal Church, dude. I fucking love them.
And just the tragedy with Mike Howe. We listen to the
heartbreaking.
Listen to the show if you want to. It really is. And but anyway, I mean, a killer band and a killer debut album, man. So that's my first. I mean, my 7th.
What's your number 7, Mooger? Put it out his glasses.
What's my number 7?
What's your number 7, man?
My number 7 is Kiss Animalize. Loved this album when it came out. Loved Out of the what the fuck was it?
I've had enough.
Into the Fire.
There you go. Through the Fire. Out of the cold, into the fire. Yeah, man. That was a good song. Just loved this record when it came out, and I embraced it as a 80s kid loving Kiss, because that wasn't allowed. You couldn't allow 80s,
Well, at least I'm going to come back with this album, and I'll get into it. Go ahead.
But my goodness, this Animalize album is just everything to me. Produced by Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. Out of the cold, into the fire. The opening song of this track. Awesome. Love it. That's where I'm at with my number
7.
Whatever.
I could have done without Thrills in the Night, but that was a pretty good album though. Pretty, it had some good songs on it.
So what's your number 7, Al?
There it is, bro. This is actually like the first album really. My older brother had the cassette. I wasn't particularly into Kiss. I knew about them when I was younger, but they never grabbed me or anything. But he had this on cassette, and I'm like, let me fucking, let me check it out. And Heavens on Fire was all over MTV. And, like Shane said, I've had enough Into the Fire, great opening track. I know Burn Bitch Burn gets a lot of hate. I love it musically. I know Gene's fucking lyrics are a little questionable on there, but I think it rocks, dude. Under the Gun, that's like them doing thrash almost, like double bass and stuff like that. I like the album, man. Has it aged well with me? not as much as other albums. I think Asylum is a better album than this one, and Lick It Up is a way better one than this one. But this is I still have a lot of love for this album because it's the first one really I heard from like top to bottom, and my older brother had it, and then that's it, man. Mark St. John's only time with the band. But that's my number 7, Kiss, man. That's what got me into Kiss, my gateway into them.
Yeah. What's your number 7, Metal Mike?
Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry.
Oh, that's a good
Of
one.
course.
Now, Kiss, Animalize, not on my list. It's in my honorable mentions. Twisted Sister, though. God, I love this album. Now, my favorite Twisted Sister album is Can't Stop Rock and Roll, but Stay Hungry, it's all known for, you know,
The 2
I Can Take
singles.
It and I Want to Rock, which I still think I Want to Rock. We're not going to take it. It's not a bad song. Just play the fuck out.
But the other tunes, man.
Oh, fuck, dude. I mean, come on. The opening track, Burn in Hell. And I know some people want to, you know, bag on Horataria. Fuck that. I love that, man. Captain Howdy, Street Justice. Fucking fantastic. I Want to Rock the Price. I mean, I think one of the best D vocals ever. And just him talking about, you know, here he's wanted to be this rock star and now it's here and it's not what he thought it was going to be, you know, and the price you have to pay to make it, you know, and Don't Let Me Down is great. The Beast, SMF, this fucking album rules. I think Twisted Sister's first 3 records rule. Just, it's such a shame they imploded because they were a great. But unfortunately, they're kind of like Quiet Riot. They got marginalized. And like all I'm trying to say is both those bands are a lot more than what they get credit for, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my number 7.
But that album is such a gateway for people, for kids getting into heavy metal, dude.
Oh
That's one of
man,
the
dude. Again, this album came
Pyromania.
out. This came out in May 10th, 1984. This was such a fucking summer album for me.
Yeah.
Oh, those fucking videos. My God, they're
Yeah.
still some of the best videos made.
And plus, I was a huge Animal House fan, so that was awesome too.
Yeah.
Right.
Niedermeyer. Yeah.
How could you lose, you know?
Yeah. So my number 7, I think is a band that doesn't get enough credit, and I love this fucking album. In Rock We Trust.
Nice, dude.
Like in Rock and
Yeah,
Roll.
Y&T.
Rock and Roll's gonna save the world. You got Life, Mastered, Slaves, Keep on Believing, Lipstick and Leather, Don't Stop Running. You know, this album was a fucking master, produced by Judas Priest, fucking Tom Allen. It's a fucking great album, and nobody gives Dave Meniketti any fucking credit. This guy could fucking rip fucking
I still need to see him live, man.
Dude, I've seen him twice. They are fucking amazing. And lately, so you need to see them, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking
they're on my bucket list, definitely.
Yeah, man. So that's Y&T and Rock We Trust. That band needs more fucking credit.
And Meniketti had a cancer scare, so that's a whole other reason why you need to go see people that you love live, man, because you don't know, dude. You know, luckily Meniketti, beat it and he's doing well, which is great news. But again, I mean, it's like, these guys ain't getting any younger, man. And I heard Meniketti, man, he still brings it live, dude.
Oh God, it's just amazing. The guy is like, my wife saw him. She doesn't know Y&T, and she said he was amazing. She doesn't know the music. She knows Summertime Girls. You know, that's it. She doesn't know the deep tracks like Black
And that
Tiger.
song doesn't represent them at all, dude.
No, it's like Black Tiger, fucking Earth Shaker. God damn, that album fucking rules.
And I didn't get into I admittedly, man, I didn't get into Y&T until these last couple of years, man. I acquired a lot of their albums and stuff, and I'm like, dude, where have I been like fucking living under a rock with these guys, man? These guys are all great,
Dude, I've been in with them since this album right there. Fucking in Rock.
Yeah, I'm just now getting into Nazareth, man. I didn't know how many great fucking songs.
Oh, fucking Nazareth's another deep. You do deep.
I'm getting into them too, man, because Matthew Warner's been picking them, and I'm going, this shit rules.
Well, it's funny. Y&T is one of those bands that, for whatever reason, man, got marginalized, and you don't know why sometimes, because they should have been much bigger than what they were.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can't explain it. I mean, because I remember liking Y&T, and we had a few of their albums, but they just, for whatever reason, and Nazareth, another perfect example of a band that, there's a lot more to them besides Hair of the Fucking Dog. Don't get me wrong, that's a great song, but yeah, Nazareth, man, was a band that, and it was my big brother was like, man, check this out, check that out. And I was like, oh, holy shit. Thin Lizzy is another band here in America anyway. I know worldwide, they're beloved, and I get that. And that's a good thing, because they should be. But here in America, man, if it ain't Jailbreak or fucking Boys Are Back in Town, maybe Whiskey in the Jar, nobody knows about it, and Thin Lizzy had so many fantastic fucking songs.
One
man.
of my favorites, man.
Yeah, great band. But that was a band that I didn't really, I mean, I knew about the hits, but here in America, but I didn't know. I had, again, that's one thing that's about the internet. People can bemoan the internet and social media, and there is definitely a dark side to it. And people can be really retarded on the internet sometimes, but it also makes it possible for me to discover things like more of the deep catalog of the Thin Lizzy, and getting to talk to y'all, you cool motherfuckers. So here you go, man.
Yeah. And then we get to your we get to mine, right? Who's next?
You did Y&T, right?
I did Y&T, so it's your
Yeah.
turn,
Put
Jerry. You're number
Jerry's up
6.
now.
Yeah, this is a band that doesn't really get talked to much in our groups much. So I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I really like the Pretenders' "Learning to Crawl" album.
I like the Pretenders.
Pretenders a good band.
Fucking middle of the road, Back of the Chain Gang with great songs. It
Love
was
that
a fucking,
song.
It was a sad album and a fucked up album, because it was basically about, I mean, they just lost their guitarist and bass player within a year. You know what I mean? From drug overdoses. And record companies like, fuck you, come out with a new album anyway. So basically, Chrissy Hynde wrote a lot of songs about how fucked up the record company is on this album. A few of them.
Is that what Back on the Chain Gang's about?
Yeah.
Like fucking you're forcing us to work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a great fucking song.
Yeah.
though,
Just
man.
it's fucking tragedy, man. Within a year to lose fucking 2 of your
That
band
is
members
horrible.
to fucking drugs, dude.
I also noticed, like you just pointed out, I think a lot of artists, let's be honest, a lot of times they write their best stuff when they're hurting inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's their best album. I mean, I like
Yeah,
one.
I
and
would
two,
agree with that. I would agree.
But
with
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, I like Chrissy Hynde. She's a cool chick, man. She really is. Always has been.
Good rock band. I mean,
Exactly.
again,
Yeah.
now they were a band that I remember them, and I was like, at the time. But as I got older, I began to
That
appreciate
debut
Pretenders
album.
much more, man.
Yeah.
Space
Yeah, there's more
Invaders.
to them. There's more to them than Brass and Pocket. Yeah, they got a lot more better songs than that.
Space Invaders.
Yep. Thumbelina, man, great fucking beautiful tune. I mean, great voice. I love her voice too. It's so fucking cool. I mean,
Distinctive. The minute you
Yes.
hear it, you know who it is, man.
exactly. But anyway, that's my number 7, or is that
What's your-
6? I can't remember.
What's your
Six.
number 6?
Whatever the next one is.
What's your number 6, Shane? Mooger.
Glasses on. Let's go.
Glasses on, Mooger.
Mooger, you're up.
Mooger, wake up.
I'm here.
What's your number 6, man?
Well, I'm putting glasses on. My number 6 is gonna be Queensryche The Warning.
Great
Yeah.
pick, dude.
I almost picked that one.
Yeah.
It's on my honorable mentions.
And I mean, released September 7th. So it was another September release. First full length by Queensryche. Besides, they did a EP.
Right.
We all knew that.
Yep.
So,
Great album, man.
Great album, man.
Oh,
Not on
yeah.
my list,
Golden
but-
Flame is my favorite song off the record, but what do you guys think?
Great album, man. I got into them much later with Operation Mindcrime, so then I went back and listened to that. Well, actually, I got into the one with the Surgical Strike on it, Rage for Order. I like that song a lot. That's what got me into Queensryche. But
Mindcrime was when I got into them, and then I went back and
Yeah.
discovered the other stuff.
Again, I was lucky. My older brother, man, he had, hey, dude, check this out. And that's how I got into Queensryche. And
Although,
I like Rage for Order. Oh, what happened? Go ahead.
No. Although I remember before Operation Mindcrime, there was a metal station on it's still a college radio station in New Jersey called WSOU. Great station, and they're still around. But they were started off as a metal station. They started playing metal in like '86. So, and I remember hearing The Lady Wore Black and off the EP. And I remember being like, oh, man, who the fuck is this band, dude? You know, this singer is like amazing and shit, you know? And I was like, this singer's giving like Rob Halford and fucking Bruce Dickinson like a run for their money and shit, you know? But yeah, man. But then I didn't, the first purchase I got was Operation Mindcrime. Then I went back and got all that other stuff. So, but yeah, it's a great choice, Shane. It's not on my list because in '84 they weren't on my radar yet, but you know, glad somebody got them in there. My number 6 is going to be Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest. My older brother, again, he had Screaming for Vengeance on vinyl and this on cassette, and those were like the two first Priest albums I ever heard. And so I have a soft spot for Defenders of the Faith. Not as good as Screaming, in my opinion, but it's
pretty fucking close, man.
Pretty close though. It's like I consider it almost like a sister album.
It is,
you know.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, Al. I feel a lot of bands and artists have sister albums. Like I think Black Sabbath, the first record, Paranoid, sister albums. Master of Reality, Volume 4, very much sister albums. And then you go Sabbath, Blaze Sabbath, Sabotage. Totally sister albums. And even the last two of the Ozzy era, you know, Technical Ecstasy and Never Say Die. I definitely think a lot of bands and artists have that. And definitely Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith are total sister albums. I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have to go through the songs. Everybody knows the songs on there.
Dude,
so
yeah, it's fucking, I mean, you know, and as I said, now Queensryche, as I said, I got introduced to him because of my big brother, and I liked them. I thought they were really cool, but when I heard Operation Mindcrime, it just blew my fucking mind, you know. And it's still my favorite Queensryche album. Not just my favorite Queensryche album, one of my favorite records ever.
That album rocks in the car.
Oh, fucking rules, dude.
Damn, it's so good
from beginning to end. It is
production is so amazing too.
Yeah.
All right, and then we get to your number 6, Mike.
My number 6, again. And a lot of this is because this was what I was into at the time. But I also think a lot of these records are records that are just fucking classics. And I don't think it gets any more classic metal than Wasp, the debut album. I mean, holy fuck, is this a great record, man? I mean, damn, dude. You just go down. I mean, it's just a killer fucking album from beginning to end. Arguably, I Want to Be Somebody, Love Machine, The Flame, Bad or BAD, School Days, hell yeah, man. Was kind of his answer to School's Out. Hellion, Sleeping in the Fire, what a great dark ballad. On Your Knees, Tormentor, and The Torture Never Stops. I love this. And when they reissued it in 1998, even though it was released, it was supposed to be on the album. Believe it or not, it was supposed to be the opening track. And Capitol Records was like, no, you can't do this. And then Blackie's like, fine, fuck you. We'll put it out independently on a small label, release it in Europe on a picture disc. Boom, sold like hotcakes. And that's Animal Fuck Like a Beast. I mean, I love Wasp. I don't love everything they've done. I'm more of a first 4 or 5 albums. I think like the last great record was the Headless Children. Was that what it was?
There's Crimson Idol after that.
Yeah, but for me,
Headless Children.
The Headless Children. The Headless Children was, honestly, I know a lot of people love Crimson Idol, and I respect that, but I still think that's not really a Wasp record. I know it has the Wasp name on it, but it was supposed to be Blackie Lawless's solo album, and I think it shows. Now, am I saying it's a bad album? Not at all, but I don't really, to my ears, it doesn't. There's something. I don't even want to say it's something missing. It's just different. Crimson Idol is different. I mean, for one, it's a concept album. It's telling a story. But man, I mean, there's some good songs on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on Crimson Idol.
As the Children is sort of a concept album as well. But
what now?
Oh, Forever Free. What a great
Headless
song
Children
that was, man.
Oh yeah,
Headless Children is a concept album as well. But you know,
yeah, I love Headless Children, and I think maybe also because I got to be honest with you, after Headless Children, for whatever reason, I didn't know about Crimson Idol until years later. You know, that was an album that slipped past my radar, and maybe that's why I don't. I mean, my podcasting partner Bushy, man, he fucking loves Crimson Idol, and I know a lot of people do. A lot of people feel like it's the greatest thing that Wasp ever did, and I respect that, you know. But for me, I'm
first album, dude.
Yeah, but the first album is, in my opinion, their best. Like, they never topped this record. I'm with you on that. Fucking great. Great record. That's great my pick. Number 6.
All right. So then I get to my number 6. And this is an album when I was a kid, man. I remember mowing lawns to buy this on cassette. U2, The Unforgettable Fire. A fucking great album. I got into them with the album before this, with War, with Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day. But fucking Pride in the Name of Love, Wire, the title track, The Unforgettable Fire, is such a haunting fucking song. I just love this fucking album. They recorded this at a castle in fucking England. It's fucking pretty cool. People say Bono was pretentious. The guy could write lyrics and he could sing, and he's never been a fan of his own voice. He always thought he would, until he saw the Ramones, and he said, you know, Joey could do this. I could sing the way I want to sing. So he was inspired by the Ramones to get it comfortable with his voice. I love that fucking album. It's one of my favorites of all time. U2, The Unforgettable Fire. So then we get to your.
That's a great pick, man. I'm more of a War guy, but like that's a good one too, though. Yeah, you know, that's a classic.
Love that fucking album. And then Jerry, you get to number 5, man.
All right, this is probably where I get laughed at by all you guys, but I don't care. I fucking love this album,
dude.
Kylie Minogue.
I love, yeah, Kylie Minogue. There you go. No, I think this is my favorite era of Chicago. I like the fucking Bill Champlin, Peter Cetera era. Chicago 17, man. I'm telling you. You're the inspiration. Stay the night. Fucking Along Comes a Woman. I mean, it's just loaded with fucking.
No wonder you're pissed
tunes.
at me and Charles and Lee.
Now, and people have a lot of things they don't like David Foster, this and that, which I understand why. But this is actually one of the albums I listened to a lot when it came out. I mean, so it's not actually a go back album, but
Along Comes a Woman, dude. Come on.
Yeah, it's a great fucking album. I mean, is it a classic Chicago album? Are there any horns in it at all? A little bit, but not much. But it's still, you know, good pop music and good Peter Cetera, man. Fucking one of the best singers ever. I don't care what anybody says. Except for his stupid Karate Kid. I didn't care for that song, but his time with Chicago, fucking awesome. But anyway, you know, I won't bore you guys. I won't bore you guys with Chicago.
How about the last, you know, The Next Time I Fall in Love with Amy Grant? That's a great song too.
Yeah. I mean, fucking great thing. If You Leave Me Now, just listen to his older stuff too. Just fucking amazing singer, dude. Really is.
25-6-4.
25 or 6-4. Fucking A, dude.
Yeah. I love Chicago, dude. And we did a review of that album, which is coming up. Jerry wasn't available.
Yeah, I was fucking sick. Fucking. I had the fucking pneumonia, dude. I tell you, pneumonia sucks, dude. Pneumonia is just as bad as COVID. You can't fucking breathe.
All right, so we get to Mooger Fooger. Are you awake? Do you know we're on number 5 now, man? Put your glasses on. Number 5, Mooger.
Did I already said the warning?
Got a spreadsheet.
Tina Turner, a private dancer.
Ooh.
No shit.
Sorry.
That's out of left field.
You're
With
not sorry, man. I love that.
dude, Tina Turner is
love
fucking
that
great,
record.
dude.
Tina
Best
Turner
legs in the
was
business, man.
I
Well,
don't
I think
like.
I don't think it would Carrie Underwood. I think Carrie Underwood's got
I
the
like
best
one
legs.
well,
song.
now.
Yeah, okay.
I like one song by Tina Turner, and that's "It's Only Love" with Bryan Adams. Everything else, no. She ruined CCR. No,
Neither here, private dancer.
no. Even Mark Knopfler wrote that song for her. No, I
Hey,
love
man.
Dire Straits. I don't like that song.
Ike ruined CCR, not Tina, man. Ike Turner ruined
CCR,
CCR.
not Tina.
Come on. man.
CCR. There's only one version of Proud
Well,
Mary, and it's CCR.
Ike ruined
I
Tina
knew I was
too,
gonna
but-
get
Yeah.
shit for this one.
That's what I'm talking about. Ike ruled the shit back then, man. Literally.
No, dude. It's fucking Proud Mary, man. It ain't fucking that fucking dancing shit. It's fucking swamp music. You fucking ruined it, Ike and Tina Turner. Fuck that shit. All right, sorry, Mooger. Go ahead. Private dancer.
Hey, he likes it, man.
I know that's what I did. Like, We Don't Need Another Hero. So I like two Tina Turner
The
songs.
worst fucking Mad Max movie, and you like that song, dude. Come
Hey,
on,
I
man.
like Master Blaster.
Hey, it's Mark, bro. What do you expect?
True.
I like cheese. Don't you guys get it? I like cheese. I like Dog fucking Strange Brew. I like movies like that, man. I'm cheesy.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, move on. What's your number 5, Al?
So my number 5 is Power Slave by Iron Maiden. It's been picked a few times already. Great album. I will say though, I'm not a fan of Back in the Village, though. I'm not a fan of that song.
I like that song.
I mean, I know
know
people like it, man, but I never did it for me. But it's still a great album, solid album, man. I mean, and I listened to it a lot back. I don't even have a physical copy with me right here, but yeah, I listened to it like back in the day. I got into Maiden with Number of the Beast because my older brother, and then kind of when I got the albums in real time. So from then on, and Power Slave's a great one. So Somewhere in Time I love too. I mean, to me that's like the last great for me Maiden.
Right there with you, Al.
Yeah, and it Power Slave's great. So
A Matter of Life and Death.
Great fucking album.
Great
Fuck,
fucking
I love
album.
well for Latter Day Maiden, I do love that album, but like I'm saying the classic period. I'm not a huge fan of Seventh Son, to be honest, but there was a couple of things on there that were right.
Kind of
but-
lost interest in them after.
Somewhere in Time though, man, I love that. One of my favorite album covers is that one, and I just I love that. I play the shit out, but we're talking about Power Slave. I love Power Slave too. That's my number 5. Let's move on. Go ahead, Metal Mike.
Number 5, Metal Mike.
One that's already been mentioned. My all-time favorite glam metal band, Rat Out of the Cellar. I fucking love
They
this
ain't
record.
glam.
Yes, they were.
Whatever.
What
Fuck
they
yeah.
fucking sure as fuck weren't thrash.
I think of glam. I think of Poison.
Fuck yeah.
No, that's
They were like more the early phase of glam metal.
Yeah.
no. Poison was the beginning of what became known as hair metal. and
I
there's a
think
distinction. 'Cause
Rat to
glam
me is-
metal was cool and good and had great
Rat-
musicianship.
Rat is
Glam
sleaze
or
metal.
hair
to me.
metal
Sleazy.
became, hey, let's worry more about our looks and look even more girly like and also water the music down and make it palpable for the girls.
Motley Crue.
That's exactly what Motley Crue evolved into or devolved into.
Yeah.
They didn't start that way.
Devolved. I was going to say.
Devolved.
Yeah, devolved. And fucking, I'm sorry, but Rat shit's all over it. Better musicianship, better
agree. I
songwriters.
agree.
I don't understand why
totally
everybody
agree
puts
with
the
that,
Crew
man.
on this
I
pedestal.
agree with
And
that
they
too.
are by far the most popular band of the Sunset Strip scene that is glam metal. I know some people Guns N' Roses aren't glam metal, folks. I mean, yeah.
Well, they did have their hair teased in Appetite.
yeah, dude, but come on. They didn't,
I know.
fucking
I just fucking
Poison
around.
looked like fucking straight up girls. In fact, I remember, man.
They
because-
did.
Get this. Columbia, Columbia House, right? Everybody remembers that. 12 albums for a penny or whatever. I'm all about the metal then, right? So I had to pick 12 albums, and Poison. Okay, I'll check them out. I get them, and at first I'm like, is this a chick band? They look like chicks. And then I put the record on, and I'm like, cry tough. What the fuck? These are dudes? And how do you cry tough anyway? Give me a fucking break.
It's just rock and roll. You
It's
shouldn't have to explain
fucking
it.
yeah. It's Yahoo! That's what it is. But anyway, even though the chicks loved him, I never got it. Anyway, man, you know what? You know who shit all over Poison? These guys. Wanted Man, You're in Trouble, Round and Round. I know it's played out, but goddamn, man.
The
In Your Direction, She
EP.
Wants Money. Lack of Communication, Back for More. The Morning After, I'm Insane, and Scene of the Crime. Perfect fucking glam metal album.
Hey.
I don't think they ever really peaked out. This was Rat peaking. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Invasion of Your Privacy and Dancing Undercover, but this is peak Rat to me.
I always consider them more sleaze metal than glam.
They kind of had a gutter. They were like gutter.
Yeah.
Like, in a way.
Heavy metal, glam metal. I'm looking at the
They
metal
weren't like girls like Poison, and I love Poison, you know this, but just saying. They had more of a sleep, like Poison was more like, you could go up to them and say hi. Rat, you kind of like wanted to stay a little bit behind because they looked like they could kick your
maybe that's
ass.
why I liked them, is because while they had teased hair and they didn't look
But
like
they looked like they could kick your ass.
yeah, and they didn't but Motley Crue looked like they could kick your ass.
They did
Metal
till
era. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm only going by, what Encyclopedia Metallum and everybody else says. They call it glam metal, so I go along with that. I know
they said Tesla was glam metal.
Huh?
They said
Oh,
Tesla was glam metal.
Tesla were more like Guns N' Roses.
Yes. Before Guns N' Roses. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When I first heard Tesla and I first heard Guns N' Roses, and keep in mind, I was listening to Guns N' Roses way before it became popular. My brother bought that album with the original cover, the one with not when you open it up.
I did too. Tower Records gave you the choice to buy that one or the other one. So
okay,
I bought the other one on cassette. That and Helix and Wild in the Streets. I remember that.
And I bought, and same with Tesla. It's like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air, because it wasn't what was going on with a lot of those Sunset Strip bands that had kind of become, in my opinion, watered down, but it wasn't thrash either. It was like, kind of like, let's take that street level hard rock 70s Aerosmith kind of stuff but through an 80s lens or prism, you know what I mean? And that's what I liked about Appetite for Destruction. That's what I liked about Tesla, but anyway, yeah, I think Rat, I think this is a great album, and it's a shame that I don't think Rat really get the credit they deserve. I know they were a successful band and they did really well for themselves, but they should be more revered than they are, I think. But that's just my opinion.
Well, Poison opened for them, so there you go.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware.
They should have been the ones on that stadium tour, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, they should have. But Poison did a great job, though, man. Well, over Joan Jett, yeah, they should have been there over Joan Jett. Tesla should have been on that stadium tour also. It's like fucking A. But then I get to my number 4. I'm gonna go with Iron Maiden Power Slave. We've already talked about this album. This is an album I didn't know till the person in and out. My number 5, Ride the Lightning, Metallica. I didn't get into this till later, but I love that album. So then we get to your number 4, Jerry.
The last great album of one of the best 6-packs ever, 1984 by Van Halen. Fucking love that album. I like every song off it except for Top Jimmy. But every other song on that fucking album.
Top Jimmy.
Yeah, I hate that fucking song.
Top
I mean,
Jimmy
drop Dead Legs, Jump, Panama, yeah, Hot for Teacher, fucking I'll Wait, House of Pain, man, just loaded with fucking great tunes, man. The end of a fucking legendary 6-pack, man.
End of an era.
Is it their best No, but it was great enough to be
You
high on
don't
my
like
list. for
Top
that year.
Jimmy? That was a true story.
Only song I don't like. Yeah, I don't care. I just don't like it, man. Never
God,
did.
that song rules. Some friends.
I
of
think you
mine
yelled at
just
me
the other
before on
night.
another show for saying I didn't like that song. You yelled at me on
Probably
another
because
show.
Top Jimmy rules.
Yeah.
I love that
But, yeah.
fucking song. The fucking beginning with the fucking picking that Eddie's doing on that. But we get to your number
Oh, Jimmy.
4, Mooger. Mooger. Did he freeze?
No, he's there.
He's asleep.
Fooger.
Mooger.
Shane.
He's asleep.
He's asleep. Or he's frozen. Mooger. All right, Al, what's your number 4?
We'll get back to Mooger. My number 4 is going to be Out of the Cellar. Rat. Warren the fucking Martini. Robin Crosby. Great duo. Fucking
Bro, Warren D. Martini's so badass. Even the thrash metal. And that's another thing about Rat. Even the thrash metal guys respected Rat. You know who they didn't respect? Poison. Thank you very much. Okay. Anyway.
Shane, are you okay, man? Shane?
I think Shane's went to Betty by.
He did.
Shane.
Shane.
Mooger, wake up. You're number 4, dude.
What we got?
Number 4.
I think you're gonna fit right in here, right
Number 4, brother.
in here, buddy.
Number 4.
Number 4, what?
Number 4. What's your number 4?
4.
Let's move the show along because he's fading, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying
Tina
to.
Turner, Private Dancer.
He already
Okay.
said that one.
That was your 5.
That was your 5.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Madonna Like a Virgin.
Cool. All right. What's your number 4, Metal Mike?
My number 4 is one that I didn't really get into at the time because I'd mentioned earlier they kind of freaked me out the first time I heard them. But when I got it, and I went back and that's Slayer's Haunting the Chapel. It's actually 2. It's an EP and an album because there's Live Undead, which was the first live album. Both just killer fucking records. And I know not everybody likes Slayer, but I do. And
Slayer rules.
Love Slayer.
Yep. And that's my number 4.
All right. So then my number 4 is Rat Out of the Cellar. We already talked about that album a lot. So then I brought freaking 45 around a church and played it in Sunday school.
Nice.
Just to expand on Out of the Cellar for a second, I love the production of the album too. It sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the way the 2 guitar. I mean, when you listen to headphones, you can hear Robin and you can hear Warren, dude. Like, you know, I mean, the separation and all that, and just the way they weave in and out of each other, like riff wise. You know, I mean, fucking Round and Round's it's not that easy of a riff to play, man. I've tried practicing it. It takes a lot of practice to do that riff, man. You know, so pretty ingenious. And those videos were Milton Berle, bro, just legendary. You know,
Tony Katane.
So,
No, I'm joking. Oh, whoever that was. But
anyway, go ahead.
So Jerry, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is, it's been talked about a lot, Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest, man. Fucking Free Roll Burning the Sentinel. I mean, we've already mentioned the song, so we'll just continue the list here.
Excellent
right.
choice, my friend.
Mooger, are you ready for your 3?
Yes. My number 3.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's Kaja Gugu.
Sasha.
I am gonna go with. Have I gone with Metallica's Ride the Lightning yet?
Nice.
No. Okay.
All right. So what's your number 3, Al?
When I heard
Okay.
the very
Let Mooger fucking talk, man.
Oh, I thought he was done.
okay. Anyone want to
Keep
deliberate?
going,
Go ahead.
man. You had a long pause, so my bad.
When you got that little operatic boom, 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 and it all of a sudden turns into holy shit, this is holy fire. Boom. I love it. I love it. I love the song.
All right, so you're number 3, Al.
I'll expand on that. Throwing you for a loop with that Green album cover, though.
Yeah, those are rare.
Ah.
How much did that? How much? Because I know those are valuable, dude.
Nah, truth be told, this is actually a bootleg.
Oh,
But I saw the bootleg in the store and with the green cover. The guy actually didn't try to pass it off as an authentic copy. He put on there bootleg too. But it was only like $25. I couldn't pass it up. And it's
I think it looks. I think the green cover looks cooler.
yeah,
Personally.
and it's actually like it's got like a marble. It's like a marble
Nice.
vinyl. Yeah. I was like, dude, you know what, man? I mean, even though it's not an authentic green cover, which it goes for a lot. It's a rare cover that goes for a lot of money, dude. If you could find like a true like actual green cover copy,
You're
of
gonna
it,
have to grab your fucking wallet, man.
yeah, dude, it's gonna set you back a little bit. But when I saw this, I was like, $25, no big deal, dude.
Well,
It
just
just
for the novelty of it, you know.
Yeah, just to have it. You know what I mean? So, I told a story before about this album real quick. I'll tell it. Like my older brother had a friend that would come over and they would play Dungeons and Dragons like every week, like in the summer. And he would my brother's friend would bring an album over, and he brought this album over one time. And when he put it on and I heard it, I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? It's like I couldn't even believe my ears. So this was like in like summer of like probably like it was, I think school might have started already actually. But like, yeah, dude, I heard this album. I was like, holy shit, dude, who the fuck is this? And he showed me Ride the Lightning, and I was like, so that's the first Metallica album I ever heard. And first new release I got by them was Master of Puppets when it came out. But yeah, Ride the Lightning is actually my favorite Metallica album for that reason. First one I ever heard, and fucking man, it's my number. Was it 3?
3.
Yeah, number 3.
Mike.
One we already talked about, Van Halen, 1984, End of an Era. Love it. I love all the songs, including Top Jimmy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry.
I love Top Jimmy. Then I get to my number 3. I'm going to pick Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain.
That's a
Ooh,
great
that's a good one. That's a good
I
one.
love that fucking album. Darling Nikki, fucking When Doves Cry, fucking Haunting. That album just goes.
Let's Go
everywhere.
Crazy and
Let's
that
Go
guitar
Crazy.
solo. Or you
A lot of people don't realize what a great fucking guitar player that guy was. man.
amazing. And I wish he'd have
Outstanding.
done more guitar
Yeah.
work on his
Exactly.
album.
Yeah.
The guy
Yeah.
was fucking phenomenal.
They were calling him like the new Jimi Hendrix back then. It was like this guy could play like Jimi Hendrix and fucking.
I still think he had the best halftime Super Bowl show ever.
He
So,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Fucking
agree
that
with
just with the fucking rain. I mean, it was just fucking perfect, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah, man. So that's my number 3. So you're number 2, Jerry.
My number 2 is, well, we talked about it a lot. Power Slave, Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I do like Back in the Village. The only thing I really don't like is Flash of the Blades. The only song I really don't like off
I
it.
like that song.
But yeah, I mean, you talked about the songs, fucking Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, fucking Back in the Village, Ace is High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. I think we're like over midnight now as far as the world clock is concerned. We're in a fucking mess right now in the world, but I think we're a little closer to midnight than, that's what it's about, right? There's like this fucking weird clock that determines like the world's coming to an end,
doomsday
like
clock.
a doomsday
Doomsday clock,
clock.
yeah.
Doomsday
Right.
Clock.
Yeah, I think that's what the song's about, and I don't understand how that works, but today's world, it's fucking
It's
getting
actually
pretty close.
about the Bible when it's 2 minutes to midnight when they have
It's
to put
it's pretty fucking close to midnight now, unfortunately. But yeah, what a great album that was. That's my number 2.
It's actually about the Bible when the angel of death was flying over and it.
Angel of Death.
Okay.
Motor to the kingdom of the dead.
Okay, whatever.
Infamous
Butcher. Angel of Death. I can't fucking do best fucking screamer in metal, Tom Araya, man. Just the scream.
So what's your number 2, Mooger?
Well, Purple Rain was my number 1.
What?
What's your number 2?
What's your number 2?
It was my number 1. It was number 1 soundtrack. It was number 1 produced by Purple Rain. And
You're cut off, man.
Woo! The Mooger Fooger.
Mooger Fooger. He was at a brewery earlier tonight, so he's cool, man.
And Darling Nikki and Purple Rain are my favorite tracks.
Yeah.
But that's your number two?
That's your number two, Prince.
Okay.
All right, what's your number two, Al?
Well, number two and number one is like, they could be right there. Yeah, you
Come
guys
on,
know me.
dude. Don't make it. Don't fuck it around.
My number two is gonna be
Oh,
Grace Under Pressure by Rush. I'm a huge Rush fan, but it didn't make number one. It's only because of another album, but I love this album. I got into Rush. The first time I ever heard them was side one of Permanent Waves. I went out and bought Exit Stage Left. Signals was the newest release at the time. This is the first album that I got new when it was released, and it still rocked, man. Like Distant Early Warning. I love Body Electric, Kid Gloves, Between the Wheels. I think Alex's guitar actually came back stronger on this one than Signals. Signals was a bit more buried. I think he's a little more prominent on this one. He came back a bit more prominent. I love the album cover too, man. It's like one of my favorite. It's just so cool. I have a poster of this album cover actually, and Hugh Syme, man, they did all their covers except for their first two. But yeah, Grace Under Pressure, Rush. I'm a huge Rush nut, so that's my number two.
wow. I thought that'd be your number one.
Yeah.
So what's your number two, Metal Mike?
One that's already been mentioned. Merciful Fate. Don't Break the Oath, man.
Yeah.
I'd mentioned earlier about my brother's best friend, Dave Grindstaff, and my big brother's name was Dave, and he was always coming over. Like, that's how I found out about Motorhead. That's how I found out about Venom. It's how I found out about a lot of them metal bands and Merciful Fate, man. And I'll never forget when he brought over, I believe it was Melissa, though, which is also a fucking freaky looking cover album. But yeah, this album, man, it's just badass, man. I mean, Merciful Fate. Very it's weird because obviously they're not in the mainstream, but if you want to talk about a band that was very, very influential, it's Merciful Fate, man, and on a lot of different subgenres of metal, even thrash. I mean, the Metallica guys cite him as an influence. Slayer, all those guys do, man.
Black metal bands, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was Don't Break the Oath, man. You just can't deny it. I mean, A Dangerous Meaning, Nightmare, Desecration of Souls, Night of the Unborn, The Oath, Gypsy, Welcome Princess of Hell, To One Far Away, and then Come to the Sabbath. I saw him play that song fucking live, and it was amazing. Yeah, Merciful Fate rules.
I just saw them for the first time last year.
Me too. Dude.
I saw them in Philadelphia, man. They were fucking phenomenal, dude.
I took a road trip, me and my nephew, Christopher Tyler, aka Kane. We went to see them in, I believe, Gary, Indiana, the Hard Rock casino there, which had Michael Jackson family stuff everywhere because, Jackson 5 and all that, and Jackson's. But man, yeah, Creator. It was
Creator open, and then Midnight.
They're like a black metal version of Motorhead to me.
Yeah,
man. I love
three piece, man. Great
badass
band.
dude, badass. Yeah. And then Creator was amazing. Yeah. And then Merciful Fate. I mean, so it wasn't, obviously Timmy Hansen wasn't there, and it wasn't all the original members, but I got to kick. That was one of my bucket list bands. I got to see King Diamond a few years ago. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we took a road trip to Louisville, Kentucky. It was King Diamond with Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats opening.
Yeah, I like that band too.
Oh, I love Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, man. They're fucking awesome.
Ian got me into that band.
They're great.
Same here, man.
I had tickets for that King Diamond show. I remember that, man. I couldn't make it, so I gave the tickets to a friend of mine. I forgot that Uncle Acid was opening up for. I don't know. I guess they were opening up that whole tour. I think because I had tickets to see them in Brooklyn, New York, and I couldn't go.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever seen King Diamond before, though?
No, I never seen King Diamond solo ever. Merciful Fate was my first time ever seeing him ever, like in any configuration.
He can still do it, can he?
Yeah.
He's amazing, man. I don't know how he hits them crazy ass notes he does. First time I heard him, man, I'm like, again, they were a band that kind of freaked me out first time I heard him. A lot of it was his voice because it sounded like something out of another dimension. It was just like so, and that's one thing you got to give him, whether you like the guy or not, you know who it is the minute you hear that voice, man.
Yeah, the first song I ever heard from him was Grandma, and I just like the fucking the highs he reaches on that fucking song. Just let me help you out of the chair. It's just like fucking. Then it goes real fucking high. Like,
the thing that blows me away about him is how he can get really, really high, really low.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just like, wow.
All right, man. So I get to my number 2, and it's already been discussed. Van Halen, 1984. Top Jimmy fucking rules. Fuck you, Jerry. What's your number 1, Jerry?
Fucking Metallica, Ride the Lightning, man. I mean, fucking just look at the songs: Fight Fire with Fire, Ride the Lightning, fucking Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, Trapped Under Ice, Creeping Death, Call of Cthulhu. What am I missing?
Escape.
A song James Hetfield hates, but I actually really fucking love that
song. I don't
so,
get that. Okay, James, you hate that song, but you're all about fucking Teen Nothing. Come on.
Right.
And I saw Metallica play that song.
I did too.
The one they played when the Orion Festival played down in Atlantic City, New Jersey. They did 2 nights. One night they did the whole Ride the Lightning album. The other night was the Black Album night. Of course, I went to the Ride the Lightning night, and they played. I got to hear them play Escape.
They did Escape when I saw them on the Death Magnetic tour. I have
no, they did not play it on there.
They didn't. I thought they did.
Nope. No, that's Escape. When I saw them play, it was the only time they've ever played Escape ever. Even down in Florida when earlier this year when they did that show, the Mega Force, where they only played like off the first.
Yeah, the one Ralph Vieira went to, man.
They didn't even play Escape at that show.
That show would have fucking ruled, man. I would have fucking loved to have seen that.
I was kind of bummed out. I was like, I would have loved to have seen that show. But really, like seeing the show that I saw where they played the whole Ride the Lightning.
Are you kidding me?
It's pretty close. It's pretty close to that show anyway. So, and they played.
I'm jealous of all you fucking big city folk, man. I'm telling you, dude. Like Mark got to see fucking Def Leppard do nothing but fucking On Through the Night and shit like that, dude. They were under a different name, right?
Oh, it's when they opened up for. It's when they opened up for themselves, right?
Yeah, you said they played under a different name.
That wasn't me.
Yeah,
that was in Vegas. They did Dead Flatword. I wasn't there at that residency.
I thought you said you saw
residency.
No, I never saw them there.
I thought you saw them do that. Okay, whatever. One of you guys did. I don't know who the fuck it was. But anyway, that would have been cool to see. Anyway.
I saw them do Let It Go.
Well, they fucking do that song, whatever. I mean, I thought
if they promised me they would do a tour where it was only the first 3 albums, I would totally go.
Oh, absolutely. Be there in a second.
It's not going to happen though, because you're going to have to hear Love Banks. Fuck all that.
I take the 5th. But
I mean, fucking Ralph sees all these.
If you like it, buddy, hey, Mark,
go for it.
Mark, I'm talking to you, buddy. If you like it, rock out your cock out, bro.
You already know I like it if you listen to the Def Leppard episodes.
I know you love 9-Armed Def Leppard, and I respect that.
Yeah.
It's just that Ralph always posts these fucking cool ass shows that come to Miami, dude. I'm fucking so jealous, dude. And you would fucking, when you were in New Jersey, Al, fuck, man, you saw everybody. I'm sure you're going to do that there in Tampa too, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of shows coming through my area here, man. Yeah. So there's no shortage of shows, man. But I
gotta go an hour and a fucking half to get to Nashville.
But I was spoiled. I was spoiled living in New Jersey, though. Between New York, Philadelphia,
right.
Like that whole area. Forget it, man. Yeah. Everybody came through there, man.
Yeah.
But New York City's expensive. Like if you buy tickets for a show, I'm finding like looking at prices for shows down here. I'm like, wow, dude, it's way cheaper than New York City, man. So
I'm sure the cost of living's higher in New York City, though, right?
Of course,
it's got to be, yeah.
Of course.
So then, Shane, what's your number 1?
Shane, you there? Let's
Shane,
go.
You there?
The Mooger Fooger. Shane.
There he is. Come on.
Mooger Fooger.
Fooger, what's your number 1, man?
Number 1, brother.
My number 1 is Purple Rain.
That's your number 2.
It's so good. It's 2 and 1, man.
It's so good. It's tied with number 2.
All right.
Purple Rain.
It sounds like me when I did Back to the Future's #1 movie of all time. Remember that one? All right, so Al, what's your #1?
Well, my #1, it's been mentioned on here. It was a soundtrack of my summer of 1984. One of the reasons why I picked up a guitar to learn was Edward Van Halen. 1984 is my #1. I know I beat out Rush, Grease and Impression, but this album ruled my life, dude. That summer of '84, and I told this story before. I begged my older brother to get tickets for that tour. He couldn't get them. It was sold out. I was pissed at him. To this day, I'm still bummed at him. but yeah, man, 1984. Just fucking look how cool Edward looks on there, bro. He is the fucking man. I miss Edward, dude. But I saw them on every tour, starting with 5150. Every tour after that, I didn't accept the 2004 debacle, the reunite, when he reunited with Sammy for that, when he was at his lowest, man. Edward was like fucked up, dude. I missed that tour, and supposedly, like, my friend was like, dude, you didn't miss much, you know. But I would have still liked to have seen it for the train wreck. but I seen every other tour, so. And the 3 tours they did with Roth when they reunited, you know. So, but 1984, that's my #1, man. That summer of '84, dude, riding BMX bikes, and my friend had a ghetto blaster with fucking that cassette in there, and we just keep playing it over and over, dude. It was, you know, and I love Top Jimmy, so go fuck yourself.
Of course.
I think
I'm gonna
you're
go fuck myself.
You don't like fucking Top Jimmy. So, Metal Mike, what's your #1, man?
One that's already been mentioned. Ride the Lightning. I mean, Ride the Lightning, man. I had to go Ride the Lightning. I mean, what a masterpiece of an album. And then to think that they pretty much go even one step higher, in my opinion, with Master of Puppets. I mean, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You cannot top the Cliff Burton era of this band. It's just fucking amazing. And part of what I loved about it was you got Fight Fire with Fire, which has got that beautiful acoustical intro, and then just a fucking smack on both of the fucking ear holes, man. It's just so fucking heavy and so intense. And yeah, Fight Fire with Fire, they wasn't fucking around when they wrote this whole album, dude. I mean, the title track, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, Trapped Under Ice, are you kidding me? Escape, Creeping Death. Holy fuck, man. They opened with that on the 2 shows I seen, and which was just fucking amazing. And the Call of Cthulhu, you can't go wrong. It's just, what a great record, man. And yeah, there's what can be said about especially this era of the band that's all, it hasn't already been fucking said, you know. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, you can say what you want about Metallica, and hey, I've not always been what I love, and what I don't like, I'm not gonna fucking candy coat. I don't like it, but I mean, they did so much for fucking metal, dude, that it's like, they're just one of those bands. It's like Pantera, Metallica. They did so much for metal.
They moved the needle, bro. They
yeah, exactly. You know, and that's not taking anything away from all the, like, this is one of my favorite.
Love Death Angel.
Bands. Death Angel are amazing, you know, and Megadeth, love me some Megadeth too. So, you know, and to me, I count Megadeth in that because Dave was a founding member of Metallica. I mean, he helped write a lot of the songs off the first album, and a few even on the second one. So you got to give him credit, man. And I include Dave Mustaine in that too. So without those guys, you don't have thrash metal as we know it today, you know? Nope. So yeah, Ride the Lightning, man. That's my #1.
Well, my #1 is Grace Under Pressure by Rush, man.
I knew it would be.
after Image, man. Well, our #1 and #2 are kind of flip-flops, so we're kind of there. But I love that fucking album. It's like, after Signals, this album was like, I got into Signals because the MTV showing the video for Subdivisions. This was the next album for me, and I got it. I just played that fucking Between the Wheels. You know how that rabbit feels going under your speeding wheels, blind image and flashing by. You know, it's like in the imagery that Neil Peart was bringing into that album. Plus
Neil Peart.
He That's an inside joke going now.
Oh,
But
God.
I'm just going that, and people didn't get it. I guess Rush fans at that time didn't get this album.
No.
And then years later, they did, and Neil Peart said they finally caught up to me. I was like, because this album became a cult
It's a
classic
dark-
by Rush.
It's a dark album, dude.
This is
Yeah.
the record that where at the time I appreciate it more now. Really, it was the album after where they lost me. When it got
Power Windows.
I
so
love
drenched
that
in
one.
and everybody thinks Bush, oh, you hate keyboards. I do not hate keyboards. I'm a Deep Purple fan, for fuck's sake. All right.
That's
Ozzy
different. That's
used
different.
keyboards, but this era, if not just Rush, but rock, man, mid to late 80s, everybody was drenching their shit with keyboards to where it was drowning out the rest of the instruments. And
Have you
that's
heard
where
the
I have
solos
problems.
on Power Windows by Alex?
Dude?
Have
Yeah,
you heard?
but
Dude,
it's
he's
just
fucking kicking ass.
you know what? I'm gonna fucking
Mooger's dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking quote Tim Comfort from fucking Rage Against the Machine. When my favorite bass player, one of my favorite bass players, is playing the fucking keyboards all the time, I'm sorry, I just tuned out, man. I just can't get into it. And I mean, I love 70s Rush and I love early 80s Rush, man. Dude, I love Signals and Moving Pictures and all that shit, man. I mean, come on, Exit Stage Left. What an amazing live album, man. I mean, dude, I love Rush. Don't get it twisted. I think they're fucking amazing. But there was a while there where they did lose me. But that's me, you know. I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. The one thing that always amazed me about Rush is, man, it didn't matter. Those guys could do whatever the fuck they wanted, and people just kept buying the records and kept filling asses in the seats at their at the venues, man. They didn't care. Like, it didn't matter. It didn't affect them, man. That's how loyal the Rush fans were.
Yeah.
And I consider myself a Rush fan, but yeah, there was a while there where for me, I mean, I understand, you know, you guys probably disagree with me, and that's okay, man.
It's cool. I understand it, man.
I'm a mild Rush fan. We did a show a few months ago with Chris Elio, Al, Mark, and I'm just sitting there, just, you know, you guys were just going on and on about shit Rush I never fucking knew in a million years. But yeah, I'm definitely a mild Rush fan.
Well, can I ask you a question, Jer?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Rush album?
Well, for sentimental reasons, and you're all gonna laugh at me again, it's Presto, because it's got my favorite song on it. Showed The Pass. It's got sentimental reasons.
I would not have expected that to be the answer at all.
Well, that's because for sentimental reasons. But I have to go with Moving Pictures, probably my favorite beside that album. I mean, besides the sentimental reasons. I really don't like anything past Presto, to be honest with you. I just think there's decent songs, but complete album, I don't think they're
you don't like Counterparts?
Did I just not say I did not like albums past Presto?
Have you heard?
You know, I will say one thing. I
bought that thing at Walmart where it has Presto on up, you know, all their albums, and I listened to them, and there's good songs in them.
Vapor Trails.
Really great.
You know what, bro? Hey guys, I will say one thing though that I agree with you on as far as Grace Under Pressure. That is a cool fucking album cover, man. Yeah. It's so trippy looking.
Yeah,
it is so trippy looking.
All right, man. Let's get to our honorable mentions, Sherry, and we'll skip Mooger. He's already gone. So go ahead.
I'm sorry I was laughing before, but it's funny, his face there, everything's blurry like around.
This reminds me of that scene in The Wall where they're like, "Is there anybody?"
Poor guy.
I'll slap
we
him,
love you, Mooger, man. It's awesome, man.
Wake him up!
This is like, you ever heard that episode where Bill Wang and freaking Ian and Ralph passed out in an episode? It's like this.
Is there some way we can get hold of his wife or whatever to tell him to put him to bed or something?
Poor guy. He's gonna wake up and like the pot that's gonna be done. He's gonna be like, oh man, where the fuck are these guys?
He's gonna go, my number 1 is Purple Rain, my number 2 is Purple Rain. All right, let's not. What's your honorable mentions, Jerry, real quick?
Love at First Sting, Scorpions, Last in Line Deal, Heartbeat City by the Cars, Purple Rain, Prince, Building the Perfect Beast, Don Henley, Stay Hungry, Twisted Sister, and Vital Signs by Survivor. That's a good fucking album.
Oh, I forgot
Good.
about that one. I
Good
love
one,
that
dude.
album.
And In Rock We Trust, No Remorse, Motorhead, Animalized Kiss. And thank you, Charles, for getting me into this fucking album. I admit I'm new to this album. I didn't get into it when it came out. Fistful of Metal by Anthrax.
Ugh.
Yeah, great. I love that album.
All right.
Again, like, but I didn't get into that until like much later on, you know.
Yeah, I've only been into it since what, 6 months when Charles got me into it, because I don't like Joey Belladonna. I think he sucks as a singer. But I like the Bush era, and I like what was it, Neil Turbin? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The singer on that album? Yeah, good good rock, good metal voice. I don't think the bass player, that's not him. The classic bass player either.
It was Dan Lilker who went on to
Right.
who went on to Nuclear Assault. So
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love
And
that
was
album
a founding
now.
member of Stormtroopers of Death.
yeah, that too. I got
Which
so
morphed into the great MOD, man. MOD for USA.
Yeah,
What a great album that was.
I played the hell out of those albums, man.
So Mooger goes, his honorable mentions are blah, 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 blah. So what's your honorable mentions, Al?
I got a couple I could show. I mean, this is supposedly the album that, well, it's got the song that killed his career, but I do love the Billy Squier.
I love that album. I got 2
Yeah.
copies of that.
Yeah. Signs of Life. I think it's still a rocking album, man. And besides, well, Rock Me Tonight, I still think is a great song. It's the video that.
Oh
Right.
my god, that I'm like poor Billy. God damn, man.
But Billy Squier was awesome, though.
I remember
man.
seeing that on Friday Night Videos, the world premiere.
We have
Yeah.
movement. We have movement. Oh no, he's back out.
No.
This is actually a really great album that Sammy Hagar was involved in. It's the HSAS.
I love that album. I got
with
that on vinyl.
Neil Sean, Aronson Shreve. Listen to this, dude. They fucking rock.
That actually is not bad. You're right. I forgot about that. That's
Whiter
actually
Shade
not
of
bad.
Pale is a great
Yeah.
fucking cover, man.
Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. It's a great album, man. That's how I got into Yngwie was with this one. It's his second one. Oh no, it's his first one. Marching Out. Actually, I got into Marching Out first, and then this one. Actually, this was released in '84 here. It was 74 Jailbreak, AC/DC. It was released in '84. Cool EP. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Great one. You got Autograph, Sign In, Please.
Yeah.
And then Triumph, Thunder 7, another great one. I love Triumph,
Yeah.
and I love that album. TNT, Knights of the New Thunder, love that album. And Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales. If you want to go real heavy, man, Celtic Frost was a game changer too. They spawned a lot of the black metal movement, but they were experimental. That's what I loved about Celtic Frost. So, I think that's it, man. Crocus the Blitz, which is not the best Crocus album, but it's still pretty good. And that's it. It's my honorables.
Any honorable mentions, Metal Mike?
Yeah, Venom, At War with Satan.
Bro,
Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers, which was on Jerry's list. Saxon Crusader, and I'm wearing a Saxon shirt.
yeah,
right
Saxon
now.
rules, dude.
Yngwie Malmsteen, Rising Force, Trouble, Psalm 9, White Snake, Slide It In, Triumph,
Yeah.
Thunder 7, which, Mark, I have to say, I'm surprised that wasn't on your list because I know you
It's
love
in my alsos. I do love that album.
Yeah.
Motorhead, No Remorse, Queensryche, The Warning, Armored Saint, March of the Saint,
Nice.
Scorpions, Love at First Sting, and Celtic Cross, Morbid Tales.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why Triumph isn't in Jerry's list either.
I don't know why either. I guess I completely overlooked it.
I know. I think I did the same thing.
No Remorse. I picked No Remorse. That's more of a greatest hits. I kind of cheated on that one a little bit, but oh, well, I don't care. It's a great fucking album. Isn't it more of a greatest hits album? Yeah, I think so.
The Triumph one almost made my list, but I wasn't listening to that album that year, so that's why I was still going by my.
Well, that's why a lot of these went on my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why I threw them on my honorable too. So, this is an album that I listened to maybe a year or two after the '84 when it came out. I started hearing it. I remember hearing some of the songs from. Now I can't even remember what's on that album, but But I started hearing like some of the songs and stuff. I was like, yeah, fucking Triumph, man, fucking rule and shit. So anyway, go ahead.
No,
think we're
my honorable
Yeah,
mentions: Triumph Thunder 7,
Okay.
Deep Purple Perfect Strangers, Depeche Mode Some Great Reward, Madonna Like a Virgin, Judas Priest Defenders of the Faith, Scorpions Love It for Sting, Bruce Springsteen Born in the USA, Great White's self-titled album,
Good.
and
That's a great one. That's a great one.
REM Reckoning.
Yeah, and Mooger's honorable mention is Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Mooger, we love you.
It was number 2, number 1, and the honorable mention.
All right, man. Let's get some final thoughts out here, Jerry.
This is a great fucking show, dude. I mean, I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, I love the year shows that we do. I think they're some of our best, and some great choices, man. Some of them I forgot about, and some of them that I'm very familiar with. So it was a lot of fun.
All right, Al. Mooger said blah 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 Purple Rain. Go ahead, Al.
Nothing, man. I just want to thank you for inviting me on a show. It's 1984 again, like brings back a lot of memories of my childhood, being a preteen and all that shit. So, and I just want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving, man. And enjoy your extended weekends if you guys aren't working or whatever. And
I have to work half a day Friday, which kind of sucks, but
yeah,
it is.
But I again, man, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thank you guys for having me on as usual.
All right, Metal Mike, promote your stuff and what's going on, man.
Well, I'll be
final
doing
thoughts also.
Huh? Oh, okay. I'll be doing the Metal Mike show this Friday. I'll be doing it till the end of the year. I think there is one weekend here coming up in December. I won't be doing it, so hopefully I can find somebody to fill in for me because I'm going to. I think we're going to go see Dirty Honey, me and my brothers.
Nice. That new album.
And it's in a small club too, so we're really looking forward to that.
Did you listen to that new album?
I have liked it, dig them. I like them, man. First time I ever saw them, which was, as you know, you had told me about them, and they were opening up for the Black Crowes. Yeah. Yeah, so that, and of course the plug, we've recorded 2 episodes already. So I told Bushy I'd like to get a couple more in the can before we start releasing them, kind of instead of doing it sporadic the way we have been. And yeah, thank you for having me on. Like I said, this brought back a lot of memories. Kind of got to echo what my buddy Al here said, man. I mean, just a lot of these were albums I was listening to at the time, so it brought back a lot of memories. And like I said, I went metal because after all, I am Metal Mike, and also I knew you guys were going to pick albums that I absolutely loved that weren't metal, but I could comment on them, which I did. So yeah, man, and thanks for having me on. It was an honor as always, and stay metal. Keep fighting the fight. Wait, I fucked all that up. Keep fighting the good fight and stay metal to your dying breath, folks. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving from the BS Sessions, man. We got a lot of great stuff. In January, we're doing our best of 2023. Jerry, January 4th.
Yep.
It's our episode. Next week, we're doing our top 11 female rock vocalists. So if any of you guys want to get on that, I don't think Mooger does. He's sleeping. But Mooger, we love you. And we're going to record our first freeform rock podcast with him on Saturday. Not you, Jerry, but we recorded with him before. Ask Jack episode.
Make sure you do it early.
Yeah,
right.
We are doing it early. We're doing it at 9 a.m. here. So we'll be good, man. Take it easy. Happy Thanksgiving. And we all love you from the BS Sessions. And Charles, we love you, brother. Let's go. Later, guys.
Later, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Shane, wake up. Shane. He's going to fall down. He's going to fall over.
I don't know.
Shane.
Shane. I'll text his wife. I have her on. She's my friend. Later.